maybe just ran a little bit deep over it. You need to use every one of those moments where the car goes light on or heavy on its suspension to aid your rotation of it. So, can you make the car turn in the air a bit? As it goes through the dip, you need to be in. And if you miss the apex and the road falls away from you, then go even further away from the apex. So the subtleties of it, you only really see it when you have a wander about. We get a funky camera angle. It's like, wow, there's a crest. See here, look at that.
Yeah.
Little crest, car goes light, nose goes down. He's in a dip now. He's going to go back over another crest. And every one of those things affects the car.
Yeah, and you can see our leader there, Penton, getting up even on 2 wheels and just throwing it. Oh, diving on side. Oh, we got a broken left suspension going over. Wow, an absolute explosion that back left. The tire.
Car failure for Osterberg. Osterberg on his roof. He'll be fine. It's a soft roll. Marshall checks him with a thumbs up.
That's a photographer, by the way.
Was it? He's just getting a picture instead.
He's like, here, I'll DM you the photo. It was sick. There you go.
We're okay.
Slide into those DMs because you slid onto your roof. So, Cage's safety is a priority. We're not sensationalize it. You want to make sure he's okay.
So we've got yellow flashing lights up there, Jared, which is basically just a yellow flag. So the drivers will be asked just to roll off the throttle just a little bit as they pass the incident. Marshals are running up the side of the track. We can see from the commentary position as you see Passy Pentonen with a healthy lead over P2.
That was pretty exciting. Yeah, the back left I was talking
just
about.
Collapsed.
Well, I said going up on 2 wheels, and the wheel says, all right, you talking about me? Yeah, we go going up on that one. Yeah.
I see your 2 and I raise you 1. Yeah, so
he didn't raise the 1. He left the 1.
Yeah, true.
All right, so let's talk about the running order right now. Pentonen on front, Eekmerstad in second, Balden sitting in third with that swollen elbow.
Yeah, Balden's is doing well, isn't he? So when I saw him yesterday, I was like, dude, your elbow, like it's massive, James.
Really?
It's like someone's taking a tennis ball onto his elbow. It's massive, and it will be sore. And the other thing is, if you bash your elbow in one of these things, Merstad goes Joker. Bowden's on the standard lap. Bowden's been Joker already. Yes, he has. Yeah. So Bowden slots up into P2 now as we go on to the last lap, and everybody joking except for Osterberg, who unfortunately is on his roof. But we'll hope to see him later on in the competition.
So, we're talking about, just the experience, the sensory overload with, the Group E, they're electric, the gravel gets thrown, and here you get all the noises. These things are wound up.
Sitting in these, Jared, the engine is literally, imagine taping, someone says, I'm going to put a GSXR engine in your backpack, and then you're going to rev it to like 10,000 RPM all the while. That's exactly what it's like driving a cross car. Put a crash helmet on, sit in a sauna, go over a few jumps, you get the idea of what it's like in there. It's hot, it's noisy, it's pretty smelly sometimes, but it's great.
It's absolutely, I'll be up here. Okay, I don't know if I can fit in one.
Well, I can find a way. I've seen some tall cross car drivers.
I'll just straddle. I look like Bowser, or Diddy Kong out there. All right, so there we go. The checkered flag is out with Pentonen getting the win. Bowdens, Eekmerstad, and Gotherson bringing up the rear. So, from jump, look at that. The number 6, Passy Pentonen, the speed car wonder, got the Hot Wheels there and a cool livery, just a great looking cross car.
Yeah, it is. That's the latest version of the speed car, and it's getting quicker and quicker. Our series as well, Nitro Rallycross, they run them about 40 kilos lighter here than they do in their normal competition. So the drivers are taking 40 kilos off the back of the car, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And then they're having to change the seconds. There's Jimmy Osterberg. He's flying out of the car. Be disappointed. Rear wing's a little crushed, Jared, bottom left of your picture. But I personally think that's a mechanical failure.
Yeah. All right, so there are the results. Passy Pentonen up front, Ronald Bowden second, Thomas Eekmerstad, Kyle Gutson, and then Jimmy Osterberg, who we were talking about, taking some damage there. All right, there's our cross car semifinal 1, and guess what? We are moving on to cross car semifinal 2 in just a moment.
So Osterberg's car is going to have to be recovered from the far side of the circuit. We've got a truck out there now. They'll get that on there pretty swiftly. Cross cars are pretty easy to recover. There it is. Sorry, Osterberg going to go on. We've got another one of our semi-finals to come up for these cross car guys, but of course the main event today is Group E. So let's take a look at where we are in terms of the weekend.
Here we have the brackets and how it's broken down. We saw Robin Larson. He's going to get that bye run and advance on, and then as we progress on through, you could see Larson will be going against Fraser McConnell, and then you see Pastrana, Bacarood, Gronholm will be going against Connor Martel, Johan Christopherson versus Oliver Erickson. So we'll start filling that in further and further as you see semifinals. Then you go on to the finals. Get this thing towed off, get them rip roaring, ready to go. That back left wheel, yeah, it was just really unfortunate.
I'd love to see it. I want to see what happened to Jimmy Osterberg. I know we had it, but whether or not we can see it, I don't know. We'll see if we can get someone to roll that in for us as Jimmy rolled it out. He said, now Jimmy wants to get it on the truck in a certain way because he doesn't want them to do any more damage. And they're very good, the marshals, so he'd be just watching and going, okay, guys, yeah, I'm cool with that, the way you're doing it. He's going to take a walk back. Disappointment for him. Let's take another look. There we go. Yes, Jimmy. Go on, mate.
The V is not for victory. Peace. I'm all good.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's take a look at here. And watch this. So you see him throw it in. The car gets some attitude. That back left, the camber, the suspension. And here we go. Click, click.
He's hanging on to it, Jared, isn't he? And then when he loads it up in the right-hander, watch now he load the wheel up and folds under the car.
Yeah. Where we're going, we don't need road suspension pieces out. The springs on out. And we'll get him off course. And we'll see our next semifinal heat of cross car. All right, hearing them get wound up. Who do we have on the grid here? Who's the ones to watch?
They're all ones to watch, Jared, because these guys are all rapid guys and girls, in fact, as well. Because Frida Enholm is out there. But we're on the front row. You have Alex Gustafsson on the pole. That's the white buggy. Now alongside that, Riku Hookah in the Hot Wheels machine. Row 2 is Isaac Eganson and Sebastian Enholm, and row 3 is Frida Enholm. Frida raced here last weekend. She did really well, so hopefully she'll put on a good show here as well.
You can see just how many Swedes, 4 out of the 5, are very familiar with this track. And here we go. So 30 seconds as we took the other cross car off the course. Osterberg. Cole, I think you're going to get hyped for this one. I could smell it. I could feel it.
I enjoy a bit of cross car action.
Yeah.
They just, they go at it. And then, I say, track width, they've just got so much space. There are many alternate lines when your car's only a sixth of the track width.
All right, wheel-to-wheel action. And when these things get wheel-to-wheel, as you saw, it gets a little hairy. So here we go. Semifinal 2 of cross car. You see the sign? And that's what they're going to do. Lick the stamp, popping a wheelie there out back.
Sebastian Enholm, it was, Jared. Yeah, brilliant. Got so much track. Actually, Riku Hookah was telling me this morning, Gustafsson makes a mistake. Hookah takes the lead. Gustafsson maybe going to go down even further.
Wow.
Which is another position. But yeah, they were saying they're trying to dial the wheelies out. They were getting so much traction at the weekend. Last weekend, they were getting loads of wheelies off the line.
Oh, man. Our dude out front, who was that? What do we got going off? I mean, these guys are using, you talk about how much course they have. They're using every square inch of this thing.
It was one of the Enholms. I think it's Frida Enholm that got muscled out, but it was, a little bit of carnage there. Look at the size of the jump they're getting as well, where they've added the dirt to it. They don't take the 8-shot gap jump. They take the alternate line around the outside, but still spectacular. And Jared, this is one of my favourite corners with these cars. They have to use the throttle the whole time to try to get into the apex, flick it back the other way, and then again back on the gas and scream it down the straight. Yeah,
Gustafsson, you see him air that thing out going over that tabletop. Absolutely just, there's a lot of air underneath it.
Yeah, they're landing on one wheel. They're just awesome. Yeah, they really are.
And Hookah, you can see Hookah, Eganson, and Gustafsson in the all-white. And unfortunately, the Enholms bringing up the rear.
Yeah, brother and sister who did so well at Lydden Hill. They're at the back of the pack here. They'll have a chance to go through to the final anyway, remember, because we'll have a last chance qualifier. So I think in semi-finals here, we've got 2 drivers from each semi-final going through the top 2. We'll have 4 going through from the LCQ. We've got 10 cars in the class, so 2 people will miss out in the final. And the Enholms are going to want to be up there.
And as you can see, the only vehicles taking that gap jump are the Group E vehicles. All the other vehicles just don't want to put them at risk if they don't have enough pep in their step. All right, there we can see Gustafsson taking that Joker lap. And obviously with that, Hookah will maintain the lead.
The Enholms, Jared, I just looked up the results from Lydden. I couldn't remember. I remember it was good, but they were P1, P2 on Sunday. Remember, it's a double-header. They're going to race both days completely, and they got a 1-2. So, yeah, back of the pack here. Although, actually, I think it's Sebastian Enholm who's managed to make a pass on Gustafsson. Gustafsson has dropped back. Gustafsson's jokered, though, so Enholm hasn't. So that may well go back around the other way, but great drive by Hookah. See that squash the jump with just a little bit of brake on the up ramp. So just doesn't, maybe that first lap was like, okay, wow. What did you say, Jared? too much sauce.
Yeah, which is way too much. Or you burnt the meatloaf. You overcooked it. Yeah, way too much sauce.
You definitely overcooked it.
I saw the biggest bottle of ketchup ever in the paddock earlier, so I'll talk about sauce.
I mean, yeah, maybe that's just really popular. I don't know.
All right, so taking a look, you can see the Joker lap being utilized by our leader, Hookah, holds on to it. You can see the splits, and then Eganson sitting in second.
Well spread out here, aren't they? You just got that nice little gap. Everybody's joking. It's 1.7, 3.7, 5.7 as your intervals on your first three cars. At that point, these guys do have spotters. There's actually a category out here, Jared, called junior cross car, where you can drive from the age of 11 up to 16, which is why these drivers are so good in these cars. It's very affordable in terms of motorsport. You know, overall motorsport is still quite expensive, but a lot of these drivers will have been doing this since they were 11 years old, and the car control is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic, just we're seeing kind of the ladder unfold here today, because next stop on the Nitro Rallycross party will be supercars. So, we have 4 categories overall.
Yeah, drivers want to move up through them. Hookah coming through the left-hander onto the straight, so he's going to pull a few gears as we chase down the straight with the drone. Hookah's going to get the win in this one. We'll go through to the final with Isaac Eganson, who crosses the line in P2. Everybody else will have to go to their LCQ. So 6 cars in the LCQ will fight for 4 places in the final. It'll be an 8-car final later on today.
And you can just see how dominant those drivers that were out front got the seating, got that pole position, and held on to it in both of the races.
How many times we said a start in Rallycross is absolutely critical every time.
Turn 1, absolutely great execution. And we can see cross car semifinal 2 pulling off. And next up, we'll be seeing supercars. So don't go anywhere. Nitro Rallycross is brought to you by A-Shock Energy. A-Shock is a modern energy drink created for today's active generation. And by My Energy, driving the charge to a sustainable future. And by Yokohama Tire. Yokohama Tire, make every drive a performance. There we are. We are seeing Supercar heat going down right now. And Yuri Belevsky, what do we got?
Yeah, McConnell, Belevsky on the front row, Bergstrom and Per Eklund on row 2. Eklund, 75-year-old, absolute legend of a driver. I think if you ask Pastrana how nitro is Per Eklund, he'd say he's very nitro. He's so nitro. Jump the start, Jared. But yeah, 75 years old. This man, 1999 European Rallycross champion. He's won his class at Pikes Peak twice. We're going to introduce him to Robin Shute today, who's won it overall 3 times. They're looking forward to meeting. And a bit of a shame for Per. He's going to have to do 2 Joker laps now, but the fans love him. He's in that Beetle. It's super loud. It spits flames out the back. He's awesome.
And I believe Neil might have an interview with him, or Tommy might have some words with them.
I think so. Later on. We're teeing them up for a meeting. I don't quite know what Perek is going to make a street bike Tommy, but we'll find out.
They'll hit it off. They're good.
Everyone if street bike Tommy.
If Per has cheese in his pocket, they'll be best friends. we were catering earlier, and I'll tell you what. I said, do you want any chicken with your cheese? Because he just put loads of Parmesan on top of it. And so if you see him, hand him a cheese stick, he'll be really stoked. All right, let's get a restart here. So as again, unfortunately, Patrick O'Donovan. Patrick O'Donovan is to be in this heat, and he is a no-show, so a DNS.
Yeah, he's here in the Proton Eras this weekend. He's, I think his dad's racing in the European Championship in 2 weeks' time. So the car was over here in Scandinavia anyway. Patrick, if you remember, used a Ford Fiesta at Linden Hill. Was supposed to use the Proton Eras. Yes, they didn't even know how to start the car, and now it seems they're struggling to start it at all.
And we don't know if you mentioned it as we get the restart here, but Fraser McConnell, you can see obviously with the Jamaican flag, the Jamaican colors, and the Jamaican driver flying it. So just talking about him, and he was saying he's not having enough time to kind of focus, get that data, get his mind right. So Fraser, you can hear the pop block and drop it. They're talking about dropping that clutch. So again, from really quiet, groupie, kind of, hum, you get a little hum here. We bring all the fireworks, baby. So 10 seconds to start. And the start is at random, so we're ready to send it. You can see Fraz right down the front row. Is he going to hold on to it? Different kind of drama, isn't it, with the anti-lag on. He's trying to get the whole shot here. And Belevsky had a cracking race earlier on today. You're on board with the drone as we look at Tracy McConnell head down. Per Eklund stalled on the grid, so he's got 2 Jokers to do as well. But McConnell has got Belevsky just where he wants it. Keeps the door shut, Jared. Look at that. McConnell didn't allow himself to run wide in turn 1 because he knew Yuri would be looking to go up the inside. Getting his elbows out, and like we said, he's gonna get the most track time here. Look at that. The elbows, then he just throws the hold-on roadblock right in front of Belevsky. So McConnell now out front. Bolevsky trying to cut the corners, gaining some ground on Fraz. Again, 4 laps in total. What's at stake here overall? What are, you know, taking a look at, again, the brackets and how it breaks down. Supercar, we have only 1 heat.
Yeah, so basically, Jared, the winner of the heat will go through, and then after that, everybody goes to the LCQ. So what this is going to give you, the win will give you pole in the final, which is exactly where you want to be. We know the start's super crucial. Everybody else goes to the LCQ, and their grid positions will be decided by what happens in that race. Neil Cole's up here in the commentary. So Neil, I'm going to have a wander down to the paddock, and you can have a great time hanging out with Jared. I'll see you in a bit.
I don't know about a great time.
Well, an average time.
Yeah.
See you later, mate.
All right, yeah, go have fun. Neil Cole jumping up here, and again, seeing Fraz out front, Bolevsky getting wide. What do you make of the racing so far today? Not just Supercar, but all of it, Neil.
It's all been really good. It's such a dynamic track, but the way that it's been changed is sort of a curveball for everyone, really. I'm really enjoying watching Yuri Bolevsky. He was the Euro RX3 champion last year. He's a real talent. He's giving Fraz a good run for his money here.
Yeah, Fraz is making very busy man, running from car to car, pit to pit, but he's got A-Shock running through his veins, so he's feeling the flow. And, you know, to see, I mean, that gentleman, he's been doing Extreme E, he's been doing, you know, Noric. I mean, he's doing a bunch of racing this year.
It'd be nice to have a look at how Gustav Bergstrom does as well, because he's kind of, to me, he's like a junior Johan Christopherson. He's coming up through the ranks. He's in a VW Polo. He also does Carrera Cup, so he does circuit racing as well as sort of starting his way in the Rallycross world. So it's good to see him in the battle. And of course, if you add up the ages of all 3 of the drivers on track, you still wouldn't get to the legend that's Per Eklund.
With all due respect.
Exactly.
All due respect. And it's just, you know, kind of ironic and unfortunate for Per. You know, he jumps the line. Oh, wow. Okay, well,
drone down.
Maybe drone down.
I wonder what it hit.
I don't know. A bird, seagulls. I mean, because birds are drones, right? Anyway,
correct.
So yeah. Okay. All right. So utilizing that Joker lap, you can see Bolevsky now goes into it. So Fraz is going to have to use it on his final lap. So we'll see if Bolevsky can gain some ground. Is it going to be enough? And who's that out there? So Per is going around the course, but just at a medium pace.
The Beetle's going around at a Beetle crawl.
Yeah, exactly. There's a joke there. There's a joke that lives. I'm just not going to touch it. Yeah.
It is great to see the VW Beetle out there, but just a shame that it's not running at full speed.
Yeah.
Real disappointment.
So 3.31 seconds. I think that's going to be enough for Fraz to hold on to it. Again, not hitting that A-Shock Joker lap. Ooh, look at it. Yeah, man, Bolevsky using all the course. So going wide to then tightening up.
Yeah, I mean, he took that jump really big. He carried a lot of speed over the jump, and it's forced him a little bit wide, but it seemed to work.
Here we go, going towards the finish line. Fraser McConnell does hold on to it and does get the win. Bolevsky gets second, and here we can see Bergstrom and Eklund. And with that, I believe that did they fight back? Was that? Oh, you know what?
There's a lap behind.
Yeah, he was a full lap behind.
But that's great for Fraser, because, you know, he's getting his head switched between Group E and Supercars, but he managed to do that. And, you know, Yuri Bolevsky is a real talent.
And there are the results. Fraser McConnell, you can see 1.7 seconds difference. That is quite a gap there. Yuri Bolevsky, and obviously we saw how Bergstrom and Eklund 1 full lap down. All right, we are getting ready for next semifinal and the NRX Next vehicles. Another spec series, which are fantastic. All-wheel drive, hot hatches, kind of clamshell open, the front end and the back end, and a star-studded cast as we get prepared for 2 semifinals. Semifinal 1 and 2, 8 drivers in total. See if everybody makes it to the grid. Who do you have your money on here? Taking a look at all the talent here.
It's really hard to call because they're so good. Simon Olofsson and Tommy Hellman are out front. But, you know, the 2 on the back row, I'm not going to call a winner here. And, of course, they can tweak settings on the cars, but basically they're the same car.
Here we go. Nitro to go. Send it. McGinnis had some words with him, and I'll get into that as they send it here. Good start. Seems they were simultaneous, but we'll see if that pole position, Olofsson and Hellman on that front row, kind of in formation right now, but now they're going to get into the battle. Oh, there it is. So that's what I was going to say. McGinnis, I had some words with him, and all of his team is saying, stop hitting. He's just at Linden Hill, that dude was just going toe-to-toe. There was not a straight corner on that thing.
Yeah, it is a contact sport. Sometimes you need to back off a little bit. But it's great to see, contact is good, rubbing is racing, and these young talents love to throw it around. But it's not always the quickest way.
No.
Or the kindest to your team.
No. Yeah, the kindest to your team, because the work begins when they bring it back into the pit. All right, so Hellman sits out front, Olofsson second, McGinnis sitting in third, and we've seen a lot of talent just kind of pacing, waiting right there kind of in the wings like a velociraptor in the bushes, and then strikes. You never know what's going to come from the backs here. So not calling any of these guys dinosaurs because they are young pups.
Now, Lane Vakala's dropped off the back a little bit, and no one's taken their Joker yet. So I don't know if there's a problem or if he made a mistake. But these three are very, very close together, separated by, tenths of a second between those front three.
Yeah, you're seeing 0.7 behind, Olofsson behind Hellman, and then McGinnis sitting at third, 1.2 seconds. All right. Man, they're just, like I said, they kind of started out in formation. Now they're getting ducks in a row.
Yeah, it's really good to see. You got a Finn, a Swede, and two Americans in this race.
Are you gonna? Is that a joke? Oh, I thought you were.
They walk into a bar and they give Tommy some cheese.
Okay. I'm glad you picked up on the cheese joke. Tommy, street cheese Tommy. Oh, whoa, we get a little bit of contact there between McGinnis. So Olofsson says, all right, hey, I'm gonna throw him right back at you. So McGinnis holds on to that second position, but look at Hellman, gets the fastest lap, his best time here.
He's second and a half out, 1.5 seconds out front.
Yeah.
That's the fighting between Olofsson and McGinnis has slowed them down. Lane Vakala's taken his Joker.
But you can see just tidy. Hellman betters his time 54 to 53, and then McGinnis, man, he goes 55 to 53 as well. We're talking about seconds there. So Vakala does take that Joker lap, but just not part of the equation, really. I mean, a full almost 7 seconds behind our leader.
So it looks like everyone's going to save the Joker to the last lap, and the flying Finn is just going to, react, and everyone has to react behind him. So very, very good strategically and also in terms of pace from Tommy.
I'm really surprised that McGinnis did not take it. I think he's just going to try to chomp at the bit, but Olofsson does take it, and again, try to gain that ground. Here comes Vakala. Maybe challenging Olofsson? No, definitely not. About
it looks like
a few seconds.
I'm just trying to see if he's got an issue, maybe a slow puncture, because he is not going at full pace out the back lane. Vakala, we'll find out afterwards.
At a medium pace. All right, Hellman out front, McGinnis sitting there in second. And see what unfolds here. Tell you what, McGinnis is drooling. He's ready to go for it. There's our Joker predictor, Hellman. So saying that Hellman might potentially lose first, but neither of them have taken the Joker. So if Hellman might keep it up front.
Is that the split to Olofsson though?
No. That a full 5 seconds. There's no way. Oh, look at this.
Push to pass.
And McGinnis pushed to pass in a different direction. Oh my God, not the button, but actually pushing the car. Here we go. McGinnis gains the win and passes Hellman. We'll see if that's official. We'll see if any, we get any penalties here.
It didn't look too untoward. I mean, there was a gap and he went for it. That's the racing way.
I mean, you got him fired up. You're like, hey, I like it. I'm here for it. Give me some popcorn, baby. So McGinnis looks like those are the results. NRX Next semifinal 1. McGinnis out front. Tommy Hellman, Simon Olsen, and Lane Vakala. All right, so as we get prepared for semifinal 2 of Next, I'm going to throw it down for a gentleman who was up here and now throwing him down there. Andrew Coley, what's up?
It's all going on down here. Me and Travis are standing here. Everyone's cheering in the background. There's kids waiting for autographs, and we're just waiting for you guys. So we're like, what's going on? Travis, you're about to go out for your first battle. You got a bye on the first round. I noticed you put new boots on the car.
New tires. Battle brackets are huge. It's a point for everyone. We got Bacarood, European Rallycross champion. Hopefully, I can keep going. I've never gotten to race Christopherson. Looking to go head-to-head. I was 0.0, like 1/1000th or something faster in qualifying. This is such a tough track. for me, because it's all the pavement. You just have to be patient. You have to be patient. And when you start falling back, when you start first lap, it's very difficult to just try to drive that inside line, not make the mistakes. And then when you come over to the American section, you got the big jump, just send her. So it's got to change your attitude halfway through.
I love the fact that's the American section, the section with the A-shot gap jumps and things.
The European side.
The European side, all technical. No, brilliant stuff. So what an entry. European champion, world champion, Nordic champion, and you, the Nitro Rallycross champion. This series is attracting some serious attention.
Yeah, and I mean, it's cool going against all these Vikings here. Same car, same tires. The top 5 cars in qualifying separated by 0.15 hundredths of a second. Like, do you see how much is out there? How many changes? How many? Like, everyone's driving completely differently, and yet we're getting to the finish line. I mean, the top 3 separated by less than a hundredth of a second. You couldn't even do a stopwatch that quick. It's awesome. So every battle bracket means so much. And like I said, Bacarood is on it. He's on fire. For us, 4th and 5th, we're like the exact same time. So this one's going to be a huge run. Whoever wins this gets at least the front row tomorrow. I think with as tough as it is to pass on the European side of this track, we're going to need to be front row if we want a chance to win.
All right, thanks, Travis. We'll let him sign some autographs and get in the car. He's good to go.
All right, thank you so much, Coley, and thank you, TP. The excitement level for Travis, it's great, because, he's Willy Wonka a bit, but even though he helps kind of establish things, he still wants to win. He still wants to win.
He's still got that fire, isn't he? He's such a great personality to have in the paddock and inside the car. Superb.
Absolutely. Here we are. What do we got? NRX Next, semifinal 2.
If you want me to make a prediction, I think a Swede is going to win this race.
Man, you are a brave man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, here comes Travis. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so taking a look at this semifinal heat. NRX Next, Martin Enlund, Mats Johnson. We got Michaela Onlin-Kalinski and Kasper Jansson.
Another great lineup for this semi.
And we just keep talking about all the different disciplines that these drivers are doing, and you talk about Carrera this or Nordic or Rallycross and Extreme E. So they're used to electric cars. Obviously, these aren't electric. No. All-wheel drive, 4-cylinder, hot hatches, and here we go. Let's see what we got. Call it, Neil. I'll let you go. What do you got?
N-I-T-R-O, send it.
Yeah, you did it. You did it, Peter. You did it. You're a fly. You're a real boy, Pinocchio. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I just mashed a bunch of cartoons there. But let's talk about not far from a cartoon. These are Hot Wheels.
Wow.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, great pass by Enlund.
Superb. Outside to inside. Classic undercut.
All right, Jansson, Enlund. We got 2 Janssens out there. Onlin-Kalinski. Michaela, Enlund out front. Yeah, that was a really clean, tidy pass.
That was nice. Yeah,
performed surgery.
It's an all-Swedish semi-final here in Sweden, and it's Michaela Onlin-Kalinski. Not only is she in Extreme E, she's a brilliant touring car driver. She's a Scandinavian touring car, many seasons of that. So she's kind of getting used to the dirt, but it's great to see this 4-car race so sideways.
Wow, yeah, Enlund just really throwing it out there. This is not a drifting competition. This is not judged for style or anything like that. As Enlund really tidy right now, and Kasper Jansson, and you can see Enlund coming back in. And we got there's 2 Brits and an American walk into an announcer's booth, and you've got snacks. Did you see Tommy down there?
No, I didn't. I just grabbed a snack. I basically got a half mouthful of food. I got a bottle of water. There's 3 flights of stairs up here. I'm all out of breath. So you guys carry on. I'm going to chill for a minute.
You just relax, bro.
Yeah, you don't bring snacks.
Yeah, why you're chewing in the car? I mean, come on, man. We're Nitro, but we're professional.
Love to see how these cars fly over that jump, because of course these are pocket rockets. They're basically as powerful as a supercar because they're light.
Look at that cushion, and I don't know if you've called any dirt racing, kind of sprint cars or anything like that, that style. But you see that cushion, the blue groove. Obviously, you see that in Rallycross, but just all that dirt being accumulated there. I think that's really going to come into play. Maybe not today, but probably even into tomorrow.
The track will definitely evolve further. I mean, they do, try and sweep it and keep it as regular as possible for race to race. But yes, that will evolve for sure.
All right, so Enlund and Jansson out front, and that is Kasper of the Jansson variety, but is the Kasper specific. So Enlund, you can see throwing elbows out there, getting big, getting wide, running a block. Oh, Enlund, just slamming down, but those things really do take a hit.
Yeah, they land so well, but at that back end, bang, and that's going to feel. I'm going to feel that in the cockpit.
Oh yeah.
And it's a kind of clean split here. The front two haven't jokered.
Sorry, just looking at Enlund, just so much angle there. Oh, there we go. So Casper Janssen takes that Joker lap with Enlund now out front.
It's a dangerous call, but he's made it okay. He came out in front of Janssen, so that was a good call by the spotter to get him in and out of the Joker and into clean air to try and hunt down Martin.
And Coley, thank you for joining us here. Neil went out on a limb and says, I think a Swede is going to win.
Oh, good for you, Neil. Wants to make himself popular in the bar tonight. We're in Sweden, you know, there's a lot of Swedes on the entry list. It was a good bet. Still some action going on the background. Oh, wow. Oh, Casper Janssen with a bit of contact.
The bump and run. All right, let's see if Enlund can hold on to it. And just again, Styles for miles going past that A shock, but the battle for second is the real battle we're going to see using all the course there. You see Casper. All right, so here going into that Joker lap, that is Enlund out front. So Enlund gonna get the victory. Can it be challenged by one or two of the Janssens? And no, Enlund start to finish with style. It's falling with style. Neil, thank you so much, man. I'm glad you got to come up here, kind of chill, and it's been a beautiful day. It was hot earlier, just talking about the conditions. And I know you're a man of the people down there, as you said, Main Street. You love it down there,
yeah.
But overall, what's the vibe?
It's really good. Like, everyone's pumped. Obviously, there's disappointment at the Excite camp because of Chris Meek's car,
Yeah.
but fundamentally, there's a huge amount of spectators. Like, so many autographs and selfies going on. It's really good down there. In fact, I'm going to go now.
Yeah, and we might sign autographs, but Misha, the tattooer down at RX Cartel, is she going to sign an autograph on you? Meaning, are you getting your first tattoo?
Well, you know, you have to vote on my Instagram.
All right, go to his Instagram now. But thank you so much, Neil. Might see you down there as well myself. But thank you so much, Mr. Neil Cole. Here are the results. Enlund out front, Matthias Janssen, Casper Janssen, and Michaela Anlin-Kalinsky. That is how it ended.
Yeah, a little heads up as well from the previous race. McGinnis was given a 5-second penalty for that contact that I heard you guys going so nuts about in the background when I was stood waiting with Travis Pastrana.
You know, there's certain times when, you know, I remember last year specifically in Minnesota, and it was a beautiful day. I was riding in with Street Bike Tommy, about 15 seconds, and there's days where I'm just like, you know what, I don't want to work. I just want to grab a chair, and I want to throw some beers down and just watch racing. Today's kind of one of those days, but all right, so as you can see, the Swedish flags waving, the party continues.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at a track guide with Fraser McConnell.
Here we go, guys. Fraser McConnell here, about to take you on a track guide. 600 kilowatts laying down into the dirt. We're going to want to get to this corner first. There's going to be a lot of cars wanting to get there first, so get a good exit. Keep it flat over the jump. Nice landing with this R53 suspension. Feels like you're landing on a cloud. Transition from the dirt to the asphalt. Keep it nice and tight on the exit, because all of these corners are super connected. You don't want to mess up the beginning, but then you're fighting to get yourself back. So keep it nice and tight. This is a tight hairpin. Flows quite steep downhill. And then here we have a jump. This is going to be a jump right across. And then we have a gap jump. Get the car rotated before this long sweeping dirt corner. Kicking up some gravel there. And then we're going to bring the speed in, kill the speed at the exit. Nice rotation, nice and straight at the end. And now we're heading into the Joker. Again, transitioning from the tarmac to the dirt. Keep it tight. We're coming up to the finish line now. There's probably going to be some cars merging throughout the weekend here. And hopefully we'll be in front.
What was so great there is Fraser McConnell. You know, we got to ride shotgun with him. The verb, I've never felt anything like, never done anything like that. Also, mind you, when we landed here at Stockholm, I was traveling with a gentleman from USAC, Jason. He's a homie. He has the trophies and the thing. He said, "That's going home with me. Don't worry, I'll take it home from here." You know. So taking a look at the brackets and how things shaped up, this is a great map. Talk about it. Walk and talk.
So we had our first round, which would be the round of 16. Obviously, we've got 11 cars here. We're expecting more as the season goes on. More and more people getting interested in Nitro Rallycross. We're down to our top 8. So now we're into the quarterfinals. The winners of each of these battles will go through to the semi-final. They'll go through to the final, of course, and then we have our top qualifier from that final battle will be right at the end of the show. So stay tuned, folks.
I think this format's really fun. You know, I've been announcing Formula Drift for 19 years. It kind of has that feel, that homage. You know, it's really going to highlight their driving prowess and it just being a spec class.
So a lot of the drivers say the same thing. It's interesting. They really like it. It's Christian Sabo, actually, who's here with the Gronholm squad. And he's been a driver in the World Championship. He said, "I love the battles. It's because there's no contact, really. It's not like something you get cleaned out and turn what."
Somebody didn't tell Ollie Bennett.
Go on, Ollie. And he said it all comes down to driver skill over 3 laps, you against the clock and the other driver. And so, yeah, I like it, but I love the races we've had today as well to decide how this was going to happen.
Look at those two gentlemen, too, just handsome. Let's just call it what it is. But obviously, Robin Larson, familiar with this track. Fraz, has he raced here before?
Fraser has tested here before. Okay. I don't know if he's raced here before. I don't think he has. So, but I'll say most people have tested here before. Popular track for that.
Well, Robin Larson, I saw a lot of RL shirts out there.
Yeah.
You know, RL4, saw a large contingent supporting and flying, obviously, the Swedish flag, but more the Robin Larson RX Cartel Monster Energy flag.
Yeah, Larson, of course, after a very serious injury in between these 2 rounds, one at Liddon Hill. If you haven't seen his Instagram, go check it out. He's a very, very lucky boy that he's still here after an accident in a workshop.
Yeah.
And but he's super chilled. He's here. He said he's grateful to be carrying on with his friends and family. He meant it. I spoke to him on the phone about it. Real emotional times to them. But now the emotion is another way. This is stress now, pressure.
There they are.
There's the fan club. Come on, oi. They're ready for it. They're going to want to see a Swedish win. Our Jamaican friends going to want to just take that away, I think.
I'm seeing a lot of Jamaican flags out there as well. So Jamaican flags, seeing Fraz. He says, "I'm going to take that trophy home, no problem." A lot of energy. And again, this bracket battle, and you can't win in the bracket battles. You can win them, but you can't win the biggest trophy until the end. Again, the big one tomorrow, and then obviously the one. See, look at the Jamaican flags doing it for the odd, and they're giving them out. They're over in the pits giving out the
I saw
Jamaican
that.
flags.
They're on a table, aren't they? Help yourself.
Yeah. So very cool. Here we go. 10 seconds. Robin Larson, Fraser McConnell. Who's going to get the jump? Who's going to take the lead into turn 1? Larson, who won in Liddon Hill, or Fraser McConnell? Looks like they're toe-to-toe, neck-to-neck. And Robin Larson takes the inside line, blocks out Fraser McConnell. Let's see how clean and tidy they are.
So for me, McConnell, he knows if he's lost out at the start, Jared, it's going to come down to who can nail a couple of super quick laps, get that job done, and he'll be thinking already about when he goes for the Joker. I think he'll go immediately unless Larson goes in front of him, which he's not going to do for the lead. He has got his work cut out here. Larson's been towards the top of the timesheets. Fraz, as you said, is double driving this weekend. We know how handy Fraz is. He really is a weapon. But he's driving both different cars, internal combustion and the Group E car. I think it's a big ask.
You can see the wheel working there by Fraser McConnell. He's going to try to come on the inside of Larson, but using all of it. Yeah, you can see that. Getting that sideways, utilizing the handbrake.
And goes Joker straight away. So that's what we expect. So Fraz now has got 1 lap to absolutely smash this in. But if you look at the sectors on the left-hand side of your screen, Larson's going best overall with the purple sector. So it's a very motorsport thing. Purple is best overall, green is personal best, yellow is meh. So on this first lap, you're going to get all purples and all greens like this. As the laps then go on, you'll see whether they're going quicker or not. On board now, see that just nip on the handbrake. Look, wait in turn 2. Wait, listen. On the gas, wait for the crest, listen. You can feel the revs come up now, a little sideways on the brake, handbrake now, get it sideways, 2 sideways, now you get too much wheel spin, flick it the other way. Wait for the jump, here we go, line it up, get it straight. And you can hit, and again sideways, now he's going to be sideways over the A-shot, gap jump.
Whoa!
Flick it in, watch for the handbrake. Here it is. He'll use it now on the right-hander, and now Jared to get it straight, and then watch him flick left. Yokohama Joker lap. Robin Larson is in. He's responded immediately. Comes out in front. You're on board with Fraser McConnell. That is the view as he sees Larson
awesome.
come out. And unfortunately, the gap's gone up. So Larson, the round one winner, doing a brilliant job, Jared.
Great commentary and just talking and walking us through that. That was awesome, man. Really appreciate that. And just all the different angles, man. We're trying to create FOMO here, man. I don't know if you know what FOMO means.
Yeah,
right?
we know what FOMO means. Fear of missing out.
Yeah, that's what.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing. If you can't make it all over here, all the way to Sweden, guess what? We're coming back to North America. We got more rounds. Don't fret. But of course, you're watching us live from your from your own.
I hope you are getting some FOMO, but I hope you also feel like we're bringing you to the event, and that's why me and Neil and Jared, we're going to be up and down the stairs into the paddock, Tommy too, trying to get in and out of and take you behind the scenes. I always like it for people to feel behind the scenes. You see yellow sectors from Larson, so he's not going as quick as he was earlier. He doesn't need to. Great win by the round one winner, just cruising it down the straight to take the checker flag. He will be the first driver to go through to the semi-finals.
Great racing by Robin Larson. You could see there in the cockpits a little bit of head shake, some frustration there from Fraz. But this all just equates to track time, right? Getting familiar with the car. And we talk about just how talented these guys are. And we talked about Fraz and just all of his racing acumen. But again, notably, Robin Larson, if you want to look it up, it's glad that he's okay. He's got a scar right at his neckline where basically his beard would be. And it was, glad he's okay. He's got a great attitude, man. He's kind of quiet when the camera shows up, but I'll tell you what, he is chatty. We've had some good times. There they are. I'm seeing the Bacarood blue, and obviously because they are RX Cartel together, so you got the Bacarood blue and then the RL4.
That's the Bacarood song they're singing. The Oi Oi song in that way is a very Bacarood song. But it's lovely to see that both sides of the team are supporting both drivers. You know, they're kind of cartel, aren't they?
Yep. Well, look at that. And speaking of Bacarood blue, he is right there going against the TP 199, Travis Pastrana. And Travis talking about just tenths of tenths.
He did. I spoke to him and he goes, I've never raced Christopherson. I'm so desperate to stay in. I want to race him. And I love that. You know, he just wants to go up against the best. And I know that Christopherson will want to do the same thing.
All right, well, here we go. Pastrana and Bacarood. Rude dude, Snackarood. Get snacks around that guy, they're gone. He's like a Hoover. Yeah. He's like a vacuum.
He's a Hoover.
I was going to say Hoover, but I didn't know if that was an international brand.
It's kind of, it works, yeah.
It's a Dyson. He's like a Dyson. I'm kidding. All right, here we go. Nitro to go. Let's go ahead and send it. Pastrana and Bacarood. This is going to be one to watch. Look at that. The Vermont sports car, the black, white, and green. And, of course, the RX Cartel. Bacarood. Ooh, look at that. Cutting him off on the pass.
Bacarood trying to be the only person so far, Jared, to go from the outside to the inside. Watch him now. Pastrana's going to go tight. Look for Bacarood in the background. We'll try and get him on the exit here. But Pastrana's nailed it on. You remember last year he ran wide in Utah and he never ran wide again, did he? And he knows why. You give these guys an opening, they're there.
You know, Pastrana. Ooh, look at that. Bacarood. We got contact. Houston, we have a problem. Sweden, we have a problem. Strongness things. You know, like Stranger Things. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at that.
Contact on the landing there, Jared. Bacarood goes for the outside line. Going to look to switch to the inside, see if he can get a pass on this dirt section. This is the section of the track that Pastrana said, that's when we go to America, which I absolutely loved. And the dirt tracks over, they're going to be epic. Bacarood makes an early decision for the Joker, doesn't lose any time on the way in. This is the lap for both of them. Watch those sector times at the bottom.
Yeah, you talk about the purple, green, and yellow. Bacarood trying to gain some ground here, and I think that was the smart move here in the battle bracket. So Pastrana, so he's in America right now?
And then, no, this is Europe. Okay, the pavement, he thinks he's European, doesn't he? The big jump actually outside on the exit of turn one is new to this track, so that's another Nitro edition. And last weekend, all the drivers were saying how much they loved it because it's been really nicely profiled by the guys at Nitro. Pat Duran said the same thing about the jump at Liddon Hill. You know, look at that, just rotating the car over the jump.
See how he throws it in, preloads it.
Look at the steering wheel as well. So look at the wheel. You see between green and orange, and then it goes black as well. So that'll be telling them different things about regen, and the match they're using flicks the car towards the left. So Pastrana's holding on, and he's going to go Joker on the last lap. But look at Bacarood sectors. Purple twice. Pastrana's yellow 3 times. And he makes a mistake in turn one. Bit of understeer on the exit. Bacarood is going to close him down here.
Yeah, Pastrana, he needs to pull away. 2.4 seconds. Is that enough?
No, definitely not at the moment. So at the minute, this is going the way of Bacarood. Pastrana's got to get his head down, Jared. He's only got a couple of sectors to try and do this in. And as we say that, he does do a personal best in sector 1. I think Bacarood's done the damage on the previous lap.
You can see it. Travis throws it in on the asphalt, and it just grips up and straightens out. He's not getting the car loose enough and sideways enough. The dirt, he's there all day, baby. But looks like he is trying to lose him here as they go over that A-shock gap jump. 1.6. Bacarood's getting him, man. He is absolutely drooling, ready to take down Travis Pastrana. So Bacarood says he'd love to win here. He hasn't had a win in a while, but going into that Joker lap. Here comes Bacarood. Bacarood blue goes for the pass, and Bacarood gets the checkered flag, and there it is. The fans erupt. There it is. Look at the RL4 RX Cartel. Congratulations to Bacarood.
Swedish Mafia are in full effect this weekend, aren't they? So Bacarood opens the door to wave some appreciation to the fans as he takes the return road back. You can see he's got the door just cracked open from where we are. There it is, look. Fist out the top. Andreas Bacarood, 2:44.8. Travis Pastrana, 1.023 seconds behind. He did that damage on lap 2. Really tidily done by Bacarood.
What do you think went through his mind? What went wrong for Travis? I mean, he had the lead so strong.
Travis put new tyres on, Jared, as well. I was down there saying, you got new boots on. He goes, yeah. He said, this is really important because he knew he was coming up against Bacarood early. Remember now with the seeding races, they're going to meet bigger seeds potentially just earlier based on those race results. So Travis was saying the result of the seeding race isn't so important because you're still going through to the battles. But then if you come across somebody quick early doors, you need to put boots on. So he's chucked some new tyres on. They reckon they're worth in the first couple of laps a big difference, and it hasn't worked out.
Boots? You mean tires?
Tires.
Okay,
Tires. New boots.
All right, just clarifying.
All good.
For those that,
Slang.
You're Ken Az, you know what I mean? Here we go, Nicholas Gronholm, who got a great pass earlier going against Conor Martel. Now, these gentlemen had to earn it to be in this heat, and you can see the stats, and if you know the last name Gronholm, his dad is in the building. Boom, right there, right behind him, and you can see the focus there. We are riding with Nicholas Gronholm on the start, preloading it, getting the revs. Conor Martel's going to try to take him down, the other VSC Vermont sports car vehicle. And look at that. Quickly, Conor Martel jumps out front. He says he's really comfortable in the dirt. We talked about how similar driving style the Vermont sports car drivers are. And Conor Martel, he likes the dirt, as does Travis.
Yeah, he's got to try and get one of those cars further up towards the front of the field, hasn't he, after Travis has gone out a little bit early. So on board Gronholm, a little bit sideways, hooks over the curb on the inside. Look for the steering inputs here again, let it come down, and also the paddle shift. So these are electric cars, but they have 3 gears in them. And Bacarood, when I rode with him yesterday, was using all 3 of them. Fascinating, really, and I think a great addition to the car again. I want to see people changing gear. We've always loved that about, motorsport, and here it is in the FC1.
Again, talking about that preload angle that both of them executed really, really well. Conor Martel, you could see the feedback in the wheel just to kind of counter steer. And, okay, there we go. So Gronholm does take the Yokohama Tire Joker lap. You can see the battery life there. Cars are tomorrow, but they're here today. The FC1X. So the Olsberg's livery on the vehicle. And the Conor Martel really big over that tabletop jump. Martel, you were talking about on that opening there, Coley, just how many times Conor Martel just got bumped around at Linden Hill. He definitely wants to better. He still had a smile on his face, though, at Linden Hill. Kind of had a bad break after the event, having some adult libations, and he had a great time.
Who wouldn't have a big smile on their face driving a car with 800 horsepower? That's our camera under the A-shock. Yeah. Gap jump, yes. Nicholas Gronholm over, chasing down Conor Martel, 3.3 between them. Gronholm having jokered on that first lap. So Nick, okay, interestingly,
3.3.
Martel hasn't responded on lap 2. So if you think you're in danger of getting overlapped, you go on lap 2. So watch that gap. Has Martel made the right decision? He has at the moment because it's gone up a tiny bit. But if that gap comes down, then it's a bad decision.
Yeah, taking a look at Gronholm, I mean, doesn't seem to be doing anything out of character. And, I'd love to see the angle here from Gronholm and see if he can gain some ground. So he has gained a little bit of ground, 2.9.
Yeah.
So he could be catching him.
So Gronholm is getting after it there. You see him he pulled the paddle on the right-hand side just to get it up a gear, and that'll just stop the wheel spin a little bit more. Over the big jump now, 2.998. Can Gronholm chase down Conor Martel? He goes over the A-shock gap jump in the background now. Here's Martel. He's gone back up to 3.4. So something in the first sector went in the favour of Gronholm. Look, it was purple, but he's dropped away again here. Martel might have enough.
Here we go. So Conor Martel goes for that Yokohama Tire Joker lap. Let's see, can he get him? 3.39 seconds. second. Here comes Gronholm. He is charging at him, but no, it's not enough. He shuts him out. Connor Martel gets the win and taking out the legendary last name, and of course him himself, a great talent, but of course his father, Marcus Gronholm. But congratulations, Connor Martel gets the victory. The smile says it all. So next opponent for him will be Andreas Bacarood. So, you know, we saw both of those VSC cars giving a wave to the fans, to the homies, and there it is. Victory is his. Connor Martel moves one step closer to getting the coveted pole position here in the battle. So one more battle bracket left. How we doing out there? The fans, tongues out, swinging the hands, loving it.
That's Martel's best result in battles, Jared. Remember, he didn't take part in battles last year because he was in the next category rather than Supercar when we saw him. So he did Lyddon Hill. He was 6th in the battles at Lyddon. He's made it to the semi. So the worst he's going to be now is P3, P4. Good job by him.
All right, taking a look, 30-second clock is up, and here we see Johan Christopherson, who Travis wanted to get a shot at, but that's not going to happen. And we got Oliver Erickson. All right, Johan Christopherson, Ollie Erickson. You can see the stats there. 4-time. We saw the stars on the belt. And for his debut, he had a great run there when we saw the seeding heats earlier. And for his maiden voyage, that was a great run. Coley, go ahead, bud. Wrap out. Get him pumped.
Christopherson looks down to the dash, so experienced. 4 times a champion, but Erickson, from the family that built these cars, gets a better start on the run to the first corner. Christopherson gets in his door. Erickson goes sideways. Johan to be patient on the inside line, going to try and get a big jump. Stay alongside him on the run to turn 2. Sideways for Christopherson, almost collects Erickson. Erickson mines the poles on the inside of turn 2. Sideways, it couldn't have been closer. 4-time world champion up behind him. This one's going to be interesting.
That was some great. What do you mean gonna be? It is. Yeah, absolutely right into the gate. And like you said, the family that built it, the Oldsbergs, right there on the side. But Johan Christopherson getting into it. You can see a little battered and bruised, but no big deal. Johan really airing it out. Really well done there. Let's see if we can get him on the gap. Look at Johan. I mean, flirting with it over the gap. Relax, zero chill.
Mate, that's parking distance over the gap jump behind Erickson. Now on the handbrake inside. I expect him to go Joker immediately, and he does. So that's to try and give himself. He would love 2 laps. He'd like Erickson to stay out. But I tell you what, he's done it 100 times in 1 lap. So Erickson will know, and I am absolutely certain he'll respond on the next lap.
Yep, so here we go. You can see the gap there, 3.4 seconds. We saw it needs to be sub 3 to even have a shot at regaining that lead or getting that lead from Ollie for Johan Christopherson.
Over the curb on the inside line, right the way over, and then to the left. These cars have got such good travel that they're capable of doing that, and the gaps come down. 3.1, so he takes a couple of tenths off him. Christopherson goes purple in sector number 1. This is his specialty, Jared. Nailing a lap when he absolutely has to. He goes purple in sector 2 in 2.9.
And look at that. We're talking about Ollie Erickson. He's yellow, so that shows you he's slowing down. He knows who's in his rearview mirror. Look at that, airing it out. So you see right on the middle, doesn't use all the cushion. Big angle there.
He stayed out, Jared. He stayed out. I think that's a big mistake. He's already purple. On the other hand, he kind of doesn't have any choice because Christopherson's gone purple sector. Erickson responds on the 3rd sector of that lap, but at 2.9, it's too close. I guess maybe the spotter's gone, mate, you don't have enough. You need a good 3rd lap.
Absolutely, yeah. So the spotter, I mean, they're seeing the results. They're seeing the time slips. You know, we have obviously all the data, so he's in his ear. So 3.04 seconds. I mean, that's flirting with it. So his spotter's saying, Ollie, stay tidy, don't mess up, continue on that line.
Over the big jump goes Erickson in the background. There is Christopherson. Wow. It's a huge air from Christopherson. Yeah, front of the car with the hood up again. 3.1. So Erickson has responded. 2 green personal best. Not going as quickly as Christopherson did on the previous lap, but he has managed to edge it out. He goes into the Joker lap now. Going to be close as they come through the left-hander.
And here we go. Johan Christopherson. He is trying to go for it. Is it going to be enough? Oliver Erickson comes out swinging and literally crosses across the finish line first. So well done by Ollie Erickson, holding off that 4-time champ. Great. I mean, you know what? Great debut for Johan, but at the end of the day, Ollie Erickson took the win.
I was certain he'd respond on lap 2, Jared. I was wrong, but did he not respond because he never wanted to, or did they look at the splits and go, mate, you go now and you're gone?
Right.
But it's the 4-time world champion who's knocked out of the battle brackets. Of course, this is setting us up nicely for tomorrow. We're going to have to see Johan battle his way through. Good second lap though by Christopherson. It really was. It just what you'll know him well for if you've been a Rallycross fan for a long time. He was knocking in those purple sectors, but this time it wasn't enough. Barely a breeze here today. You can see the flags hanging low. It's a few of the fans. They've been out getting autographs, taking selfies with drivers. You won't find a friendlier paddock. So if you come to a Nitro Rallycross event, get yourself down there among the garages and get amongst it.
All right, the Cross Car LCQ last chance qualifier. Take a look at this stacked grid. Now it's the LCQ. What do they fight for? What's at stake?
Top 4 go through, Jared. The bottom 2 will not make the cut. Remember, Jimmy Osterberg at the back of the grid lost a wheel in the last one. Frida Enholm got turned around in turn 1. Row in front of them, Kalle Gotherson and Sebastian Enholm, and then at the front you've got Alex Gustafsson and Thomas Merstad.
All right, we are ready to go for this LCQ. All right, getting ready and ready to throw down. Who's going to move on? Who is going to be watching from the wings? Remember, it's a double-header weekend for Cross Car Next and Supercar. These exciting cross cars, let's send it. Who gets the jump? Who's going to be popping a wheelie? These things have so much power, and he talked about that, Coley. Detuning them, making sure they can keep the traction.
Gotherson got a bit of wheel speed on the outside line. Frida Enholm with a brilliant start from the back row. Not so much for Osterberg. Gotherson moves across and shuts the door. Sebastian Enholm looking to the inside line of Gustafsson in the white buggy. Your leader at the minute, Merstad. So Merstad going to hold that inside line. Gustafsson slots in. Sebastian Enholm behind. Could not be closer. Aggressive move off the line for Kalle Gotherson, but nicely done. And Osterberg moves up from P5 to P6 to P5.
Yeah, really well done there by Osterberg. We were talking about just losing that tire, and it's great to see the car back up and running. Eek Merstad up front and just 0.2 seconds separated. We got 3 laps in total.
Osterberg's gone P4, and what happened to Gotherson? Gotherson must have made a mistake in the black buggy, dropped back to P6, Jared. So Osterberg, from having a wheel off at the minute, is holding on to the very last position going through to the final. It'd be a great one for him to fight back from that.
Yeah, 2.8 seconds. You can see just how bunched up they are. This is just the LCQ. I'm excited to see that big final here today.
I really want an onboard on a cross car. I want people at home to see. Unfortunately, I don't even think they're big enough to fit an onboard. You know, there's quite a lot of TV kit goes into a car to put an onboard on it, just to see the amount of inputs you get. Sometimes you can see it through the screen. These drivers are so exposed. Watch for the hands on the wheel, and just how many times they're making tiny little adjustments. They're on a sequential gear lever next to it. They're just so much fun to watch and so much fun to drive.
I think Smash, our FPV drone pilot, if he gets close enough, he can get right there. It's practically right.
Yeah, that's a good shout. That is a good shout. He's just outside the window with his goggles on, so we're going to have to tell him to get up close. There we go, and he does.
Yeah,
couldn't be any closer. Looking in the window there over the jump of Gustafsson, who's chasing down Eek Merstad in front. The back 2 drivers, Sebastian and Frida Enholm, of both Joker, but at the minute the Enholm family, who were P1 and P2 at the last round, are looking like they might not make it here.
And was that Gustafsson that went on he lost the wheel, or who was it?
It was Osterberg. So
that's
Osterberg,
right.
Osterberg is now in P3 coming through here. So Merstad Jokers from the lead to slot into P2 in front of Osterberg. Gustafsson out front hasn't jokered yet. I reckon Merstad was, mind you, Osterberg hadn't jokered, so he's just gone early, giving himself a margin, gone early doors, didn't want to go on the last lap.
Oh, unfortunately, both those Enholms are on looking outside. They're on the outside looking in.
Joker predictor saying plus 2.9, Gustafsson minus 1.5, that he will lose first. We figured that because, of course, Merstad was in first when he went into the Joker. Where's Osterberg? Dropped back.
Wow.
Osterberg's on the go slow, going up the jump from the commentary position. Osterberg loses a place, drops down to P6. We can see that from our window. You guys can't see it, you'll see in the leader. So Gustafsson from Merstad out front. So who's going to make it? Is it going to be Enholm or Gotherson? Into the Joker lap goes. On the left-hand side of your screen, Gustafsson, Eek Merstad goes through, and in the background, I think Enholm's going to make it.
Yeah, look at that. So again, we're taking 4 are advancing. Who do we got?
They both are, Jared. So the Enholms go from potentially not making it through. They both make the cut. Sebastian and Frida and Gotherson and Osterberg go out on the last lap.
Absolutely, really well done. I was saying that they're on the outside looking in, but no, not anymore, man. They found their way in. So congratulations, really well done by the Enholms.
That was amazing. Justin was down there in the drone looking in through the window of the cars.
Yeah.
Actually, from where we are as well, he's got a piece of carpet on the roof of the shed and he just lands the drone next to him. It's super cool. They're amazing.
And here are the results. We talk about this being an LCQ. You can see that line drawn in the sand. So Thomas Eek Merstad, Alexander Gustafsson, Sebastian Enholm, and Frida Enholm advance on. Unfortunately, Gothson and Osterberg are knocked out. So they'll be watching from the side. So as we wrap up our cross car, we throw it down to a man down on the ground. Neil Cole, what's cracking?
So Oliver Erickson was very pumped when he got out of the car back in the paddock just then. That was a great race from you, great result, and I can see what it meant to you to beat Johan Christopherson.
It's always fun to beat Johan, can't lie, but yeah, you know, I've hit some adversity, you know, the past couple of races. It's been tough, obviously last year, and Liden was a bit tough one as well, with personal stuff and racing-wise, so to finally get a break, you know, win some races. I've struggled in the battles, and to beat Johan there was, yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and it was good to see. And I mean, how's the car? Because it comes back in, everyone jumps on, charges it up. But just talk us through what this is like to drive. You've had a fair amount of time in it.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of fun. I mean, here in Strängnäs, it's not the fastest track we've been on, so we actually only hit full throttle, I think, on the way down the main straight. So it's so much power, you know. It's all about controlling it. When we get in, you know, it's all quite calm, you know. It's quiet and nice, and they charge and cool the car for us to be ready for the next round of the battles.
Okay, we'll see you soon. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Crowd up on the hill there, they're enjoying themselves, aren't they? Ericsson's all stoked about going through. Just the last semi-finals to go, and then the final. Of course, one of the guys through to that, Jared, he's Robin Larson.
Yeah, that's right. So Robin Larson, he is the man to watch. He's the man. He's got the target on his back because he got that win at Liden Hill. So let's take a look back at the best moments from the tall gentleman that is Robin Larson.
Larson this weekend, absolutely unstoppable.
Last time at Liden Hill, Robin Larson had an absolutely perfect start to the season. In day one battle brackets, the Swede cruised past Gronholm, Erickson, and Bacarood to set up a final with Chris Meek.
Larson drills him off the start, just gets away. Huge jump! Whoa! Larson's going to hold on though. Robin Larson beats his teammate. The final wasn't what anybody wanted to see. Chris Meek unfortunately didn't get away from the line, so Robin Larson takes the first ever top qualifier in the FC1X.
His amazing form continued in day two. In the heats, he was the leader from start to finish, keeping a determined Travis Pastrana at bay and securing pole position for the final.
Great job by Larson. He's looking super dominant.
Despite a strong showing from teammate Andreas Bacarood, the first ever Group E final would host another dominating performance by Larson. Look at RX Cartel 1 and 2. And it looks like Robin Larson and Andreas Bacarood, the RX Cartel, shocked the world. Composed and clinical, Robin Larson looks like the man to beat this season.
Robin Larson's here. I just wanted to show you something. These big, fat slicks are the tyres they're racing on this weekend, and you can see it already picks up a little bit of damage. Robin, first of all, perfect weekend last time out in Liden Hill. Two-time European Rallycross champion, so it's looking like an almost perfect weekend again for you so far.
Yeah, it started really good. Really good. We had a problem with the electric in the car on the time practice, so it's just completely died, but I had the luck so I could reboot it and do my 2 laps, I think, and get P1 there, and then I won my heat against Johan, and now I had a win in the battle bracket against Fraser. So now it's time for the teammates again, going head to head. So, but nothing stupid, just going out and see who's the fastest.
Now, obviously, since Liden Hill, something happened to you, which we're very pleased that you made a full recovery from. But if you can show us what's on your neck.
Yeah, it's a scar from an angle grinder. I had an accident in the garage when I was all alone and fixing on a car, and yeah, it was close call, and I could reach out to my friends and family before the ambulance, and then I got good care on the hospital, and it's really nice to be here, and didn't miss a race and anything, and still carry on with my life. So it's good times.
Incredible, great fighting spirit, and we'll see you out there very soon. Thank you very much, Robin Larson. But look at the tyres. Look at those tyres. Oh, look at that. Lovely.
Moody old Sky there, moody old producer in our ear. Hello, Matt. No, he's not really. Look, it was boiling hot. I'm not going to lie, Jared. We're basically we're in the top of the tower. I don't think you can see the tower. Find us. Where are we? Come on, cameras. No, that's not it. It was like this is like Where's Wally? But there's two of us. Well, look, we're in the top of a tower. It's like a sauna up here, but with the cloud cover, it is just a little bit
ideal,
cool, which is nice.
Yeah, it's ideal. You can be in tank tops and flip flops. This is how we got here. We saw some racing for just joining us. Again, live around the world as Robin Larson, the guy to watch. He has a target on his back with the win in Linden Hill. What are some standout moments for you as we take a look back?
He's just been top of the time. I think Pastrana was saying that they had 5 cars. It was I think it was both the Cartel cars. It was Erickson, it was Pastrana, and it was Christopherson. Were all within 0.15 of a second on individual laps this morning. So it is super tight between them. Bacarood did a good job, I'm afraid, of seeing off Travis, which Travis will be disappointed about. And then we had Gronholm and Martel. So yes, Gronholm and Martel. Yes. Martel doing a great job. The total opposite for him. I don't know what it is. It would be interesting to catch up with Travis and with Johan as well. I've actually messaged both to see if we can get to come up to the announcement booth and have a chat. Where did they think it went wrong? Right. This is such a technical track compared to Linden, Jared. It's a very different driving style.
All right, so talking about, and Ollie talked about that earlier when he was talking with Neil and saying not the fastest track, but definitely dynamic. And talking of Ollie, here's Ollie getting that car to rotate. Johan definitely gave him a run for his money, but just not enough. And Ollie, like he says, he knows who he went against, but just this track worked out for him.
Yeah, he stemmed the flow, didn't he, when Christopherson was looking to chase him down. Christopherson put those purple sectors in, and couldn't quite get it done.
All right, so some beautiful sights here, like you said. There we are. That's our tower right there. We're up in this glass box of emotion. Gets a little warm up here, but here's our Supercar Last Chance qualifier, and I believe that we should be seeing all 5 cars into the final.
It's Eklund and O'Donovan that are missing. So Fraz went through by winning the heat.
Right.
This is, with LCQ, they all would have gone through, Jared, but issues for both Eklund and O'Donovan. I'm disappointed for both of them. O'Donovan's at the start of his career, 18 years old. Eklund is 75 years old, still sending it in that Beetle, and the Beetle sounds amazing. There's flames out the back. I'm so glad he's here. I want to ask Travis what he thinks of Per Eklund, because Travis has it big time, but will Travis still be having it big time when he's 75? I'm hoping we might see those cars in the final later on. So it's Bolevsky and Bergstrom. No, of course they'll be out now, won't they, if they're not in LCQ? So Bolevsky and Bergstrom fighting effectively for the right to join McConnell on the front row.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. So just getting hyped here and talking about these cars. Talk about the Volkswagen Polo up front.
It's Christopherson Motorsport Run car. So this is the car that Christopherson used not to win the World Championship, but to win the Rally X Championship. It's a family-built run car. It's not the factory Volkswagen Polo. Bolevsky is in a car which is ex-EKS, so that's an ex-factory Audi. Bolevsky has to be on the front row, Jared, for me, if he wants to challenge Fraser.
All right, here we go. Who's going to come on top? Who's going to get on that front row with Fraser McConnell? Let's find out. Here we go.
This is basically a battle, Jared. I've just realised the LCQ's 3 laps. We've had a sneaky battle in to decide who gets to join Fraz on the front row in the Supercar final.
So Bergstrom gets into the back of Bolevsky, and Audi continues on. But this is like a battle. So it's just two men enter, both men leave. But as far as who's going to be on the front row, like you said,
how many times have we seen a start this morning being Bergstrom hooks a wheel over the curb. They've watered the track, look, so they've just watered the dirt down, and then the truck, when it moves across the tarmac section, just leaves a bit of a trail, and that makes it super slippery at times. Of course, the times don't count. It's just about where they finish. Bolevski's just got to stay in front of Bergstrom. Bolevski does have more experience than Bergstrom in a supercar.
Yeah, you can see Bolevski actually coming out of angle there, so does scrub some speed, but Bergstrom will see if he can capitalize.
I think Bergstrom should have gone Joker there, really, Jared. I actually thought Bolevski made a tiny mistake in the previous turn, but Bergstrom has decided to follow Bolevski.
Yeah, Bolevski is not the tidiest. You talk about how much experience Bolevski has behind the wheel of that supercar, but Bergstrom's, making it look good. We'll see if he can gain that ground and really capitalize on those mistakes that Bolevski's making.
Into the left-hander. Look how dirty the track is, and this is the problem we're trying to pass, is that the amount of dust that's on the outside of the pavement makes it hard to find a way through. You hook a wheel out there on the dirt and you can't come across, as we see a row of cones there over the 8-shot gap jump. But if I was in Supercar, I'd be so tempted just to nail the cones and have a crack at the gap jump anyway. You know what I mean? What's the penalty for that? I bet that's not in the rules. There won't be anything in the rules say you must, it's like they won't take the gap jump. I bet it doesn't say must not and will be penalised by 3 seconds. So you just go, well, it wasn't in the rules, I wanted to go.
Coley, you're such a rebel. Dude.
I know.
You're such a rebel.
Right,
dude. I mean, when people say, how is Andrew Coley? I said, dude, he's such. You can't even make eye contact with him. I can't. There's a divider in between us.
Yeah. That's just hold me back. I'm going to go and drink some tea later. I'm hardcore.
Oof.
Yeah.
You love your dog and your wife.
I know. I'm so hardcore, aren't I? Wow.
Gee.
I'm so inoffensive. Hardcore.
Oh, you're getting your first tattoo with us too. Bolevski with the fastest lap there so far for him, and Bergstrom just not able to capitalize. Both these guys, neither of them taking the Joker lap. So here they go. They're gonna have to take it, or are they not?
So I'll tell you what, Bergstrom wants to hope Bolevski's lost count, because if Bolevski doesn't take it, Bergstrom can win, but that's not going to happen. He's going to go this lap.
Yeah.
In he goes. For me, Bergstrom at the very least should have Joker on lap 2, because you hope that the other guy has a problem, you can win. If he has a problem with the Joker lap and stalls you up. But it's Bolevski, isn't it? There we go.
All day Bolevski. Mr. Bolevski, please tell me why. Was that a good
it was
ELO?
It was great.
Mr. Bolevski, tell me. Mr. Fly.
Put a vote up on your Instagram. Let's see if people think it was a good rendition.
No, don't, please.
America's Got Talent, maybe?
My name's
Jared Deander, and I'm going to sing Mariah Carey.
Yep. All right, Yuri Bolevski, as we're having some fun here, singing the tunes of our own. Gustav Bergstrom. They're both in the final.
Yeah, they are.
But it's about positioning.
Yeah, Bolevski on the front row alongside McConnell. But advantage McConnell. He's beat Bolevski all day long. One race left for them not to.
All right, so next up, literally next, is the next LCQ. Now we're taking 4 from this, and we only have these 4 cars. So we will be seeing a full field. So overall, we will be seeing 8 cars in total. But here's the NRX Next. Who do we have?
Yeah, on the front row, Michaela Arlen-Kotlinski on the pole with Lane Vakela next to her. And on row 2, it's George McGinnis and Mattis Janssen. And McGinnis was given that 5-second penalty, Jared, after having a mega run while I was downstairs talking to Travis in the paddock. You guys, it was a decent drive by him, and now here he is at the back. This is about where they line up. McGinnis, we know, is quick. If he wants to win that final, he needs to be right up there on the grid.
Yeah, and to be honest, Neil thought it was a clean pass, but again, yesterday when I saw McGinnis for the first time, didn't talk to him much at Linden Hill. He says, I got to keep it clean, and it ended up biting him. So again, you want to get in the final, they all will be in, just get him run, because you can't win unless you're in it.
Amazing reaction time from McGinnis, who we were talking about. He goes from the back row, going to try and go around the outside in turn 1. Needs to get inside and not let Arlen Kotlinski bully him out in turn 2, but he's going to hold on to second anyway. Lane Vakela gets the whole shot, and McGinnis goes in behind. Arlen Kotlinski's been dumped down into P4, so not the best start by her. She's been the class of the field in Extreme E with Johan Christopherson. She is a weapon of a driver, but that's not a great start, unfortunately.
Lane Vakela kind of, slowing the pace a little bit there. And we talk about getting wide, throwing the elbows out. That's exactly what Lane Vakela is doing.
McGinnis coming through. I can see brand new stickers on his Yokohama tyres. Look at the front tyres. You can see that Yokohama tyre stickers on the outside there. So he's obviously gone with new boots as he looks for a way past. Lane Vakela goes to the inside line. That is a lovely pass that time. Yeah, absolutely bang on the money. Well done, George McGinnis. Comes back and says, you know what, I can do it clean, and I will, and he takes the lead.
Yeah, do it clean. You gotta keep it tidy, McGinnis. Otherwise, he will get penalized. But McGinnis now out front, lap 2 of 3, and you talk about the battle brackets and them being just 3 laps. McGinnis, see right there in the cockpit of these hot hatchbacks. Michaela in second, and Janssen, the only driver to take his Joker.
Yeah, so how far back is Janssen? What's the gap? It's only 3.5 actually. So I think if I were McGinnis' crew, I might be saying you need to stay out for another lap and you need to gap them. And I think he can do that. And he also, huge air from these guys. That dirt addition to the ramp has been great to see the next cars fly a bit higher. 3.7 is going up. So if I were McGinnis' spotters, I would keep him out now, Jared, to the last lap. Just make it a nice, and they do. That's exactly the right decision because he's going the right way already. He wants to have 4.5, so it's a tidy one at the end.
Dude, get out of his head. Are you a spotter or something?
Well, I think I said to you before, when this all goes wrong, I'm going to be a spotter. I think I've watched more Rallycross than a lot of people, and I'm like, I reckon I'm going to have a crack at it. Yeah, any teams out there? Yesterday, Andreas Bacarood, I sat with him yesterday, he goes, dude, that's my fastest time of the day, it's a 53.1 or whatever the lap was we did, and I was like, mate, it's because I'm sitting in the car with you. You know, like 80 odd kilos of ballast, it could be, or maybe I didn't give him any tips. No. There were no tips, but yeah, we were joking, I'm available to the highest bidder to sit in the passenger seat. It was a hell of an experience.
I just put 2 and 2 together. George McGinnis, he makes all the contact because he's sponsored by Snowplow. So he's plowing his way through the competition. I'm joking. But
look at the rotation on that car through. Now he's going to go Joker. What's the gap? 3.7. It's not huge. Watch on the inside line, right-hand side.
Here comes Janssen.
Janssen could be close between. I think McGinnis has just got enough, and he does.
Does get that second position. We saw Janssen jump up to second, taking out Lane Michaela.
Good drive by Janssen there. Jokering off early doors. I think jokered from P3 on lap 1, Jared. Neither of the cars in front went. Obviously saw that as an opportunity and then didn't catch up with the slower drivers. So good job by him. George McGinnis wins the last chance qualifier for NRX Next, the feeder category to the bigger classes, and it's Mattis Janssen P2, Lane Michaela P3, Michaela Arlen Kotlinski P4. They will all join us in the final in that order on the grid later on today.
All right, so some great racing there for next as far as the map goes and today's agenda. Next up will be our Group E Battles semifinal.
I've just been handed the grid for the final, Jared, for Supercar, and I'm kind of hoping that it looks like Per Eklund and Patrick O'Donovan will be allowed to race if they can get their cars fixed, which would be awesome. Swedish flag there, no breeze, look, having a great day's racing though.
All right, well, Andrew, we're getting settled here, doing a little bit of track maintenance and just getting the party going. You can see all the people, the chairs, adult libations. Just as the party continues on track, the Group E, but the party of the hour and the man that is kind of the man of the people, he's down with them. So let's throw it down to Street Bike Tommy. Tommy, what's cracking?
Mikael. Yeah. Okay, awesome. I'm Tommy, and I'm with Nitro Circus, and I just wanted to get some. How you feel about this event? Did you go to much Rallycross? Is this your first event, like with a big jump, and like, do you follow any of the electric cars? What's your favorite part about this event?
This event is first. I got Höljes before. Yep. 10 years. This is new, but I like it.
Yeah, the track layout's really cool, and the cars are fast. Do you have a favorite driver?
Robin Larson.
Yeah, Robin, let's go. Did you hear about his neck?
Oh, yeah.
What? Have you ever had an accident like that before?
No.
No, never while working, like lost an appendage or?
No.
Oh man, it's I've done a few things. I've nicked a few things, cut the tip of my pinky off, stuff like that.
I have here.
Yeah. Oh, you got a paper cut. But so far, you're enjoying yourself and you're ready for the big event to happen, right?
Yeah.
So who do you think's gonna win?
Oh, Robin.
All right, so you got everything riding on Robin.
Yeah.
All right.
Or Bacarood.
Yeah. Okay. Bacarood.
NRX Next.
Yep. Okay. So we got a Robin fan here. So obviously he's pushed in all the chips on Robin, and we'll see who takes home that cup.
So down here in the pre-grid area, ready for Group E to head out onto the track again. I've just managed to open the door for Connor the Hammer. So how is it in the car, and you're doing well so far today?
Yeah, the car's amazing. We struggled with it a little bit this morning in practice, but the VSC guys have done an awesome job getting it to where I want it to be. So we got to go out there, run consistent laps. Oliver's been quick all day. So yeah, it's awesome. This is the farthest I've made it so far in Nitro, so I'm stoked.
Yeah, and Oliver, he was pretty pumped because he beat Johan Christopherson. Like, everyone is looking out for beating everyone else. Like, that's exactly what we want to see.
Yeah, I mean, beating Nicholas Gronholm is like insane. So I was super pumped with that. And Oliver's a great driver. He used to battle in the lights class, so it's cool to get back out on the track with him again.
Okay, good luck in that. Just wanted to point something out for you, Jared. He's got one of your stickers on the car. Maybe you're bringing him good luck.
All right, well, yeah, hopefully that sticker brings some good luck. Do you have one of those stickers on your car?
No, but I'm going to put one on tomorrow.
Yeah, you better. So TP Travis Pastrana joining us up here, meaning he did win his bracket battle. What happened, dude?
This is the quickest I've been out. We actually, we have something that we learned today. So that was, unfortunately, overdriving the pavement a little bit, but I'm going to make some changes. Connor made some changes, and I tell you what, it's tough because we're both very similar on how we drive. He really backed it down, slowed down a little bit from the first heat to the second heat, and took down Nicholas Gronholm, who went from third to first in the earlier race today. So really an amazing drive for him.
So you said you learned something today, Travis, but I'm guessing you're not going to tell us what it was, because it's obviously something that's pretty useful.
It's very, very useful. So we're going to hopefully keep this in our back pocket for the next couple events, or at least the rest of the day. But look at Connor. So it just,
Yes, Connor and
Nicholas Gronholm had been doing so well. Look how tight he is, just right around the insides. I mean, he just won the Rally X Championship here, wrapped it up last weekend. We've got the best of the best here. Look at Connor. I would tell you what, he's an American, a young American that's doing absolutely amazing. And then world champion right here, Oliver Erickson, just taking it to him. I mean, I didn't think he was going to hold him off. I tell you what, you had Christopherson did so good, was all over him on lap one, and then Ollie just didn't make any mistakes. So you see here, Ollie's a little bit more sideways, but he was able to put that power down. That's what a lot of the guys, once they get sideways with these electric cars, it's hard because you don't hear it, and every time you push on the pedal at all, you're just lighting all four wheels up. So you got to be really smooth to be able to get it from a slide to going back straight again.
Is it impressive that Johan Christopherson jumps in this car? Do you think, and does decently? I think it did pretty well. Is it because he's Johan Christopherson, or are these cars kind of easy to drive? What's your take on that?
I mean, nothing's easy to drive, but you can tell, like, the entire field, the top five are separated by 0.15 a second. So everyone's driving these cars to the absolute max. The hardest part for me is that when you want to go faster, it's not about pushing that pedal down. Everyone has more power, twice as much power as we could ever use. It's about how smooth you can be.
Here we go then, Group E battle semi-final one. It's the RX Cartel pairing of Larson and Bacarood. They were P1 and P2 at Lydden Hill. Larson got the TQ last time in the battles. Can he do it again this time against his own teammate?
Yeah, let's see how it goes down here. Larson, the guy to watch here. Bacarood, Travis, would love for you to chime in on just giving some feedback, because obviously you're the only gentleman that's drove one of these here in the commentary box.
No, so Bacarood has a lot more of a kind of a sideways driving style, which isn't as good on the pavement, but I tell you what, he has been so strong on the dirt. Definitely looking for him to be a little more sideways, but he also has Robin Larson to kind of go off the data. These teammates, and look at that start.
Yeah,
outside, he's got a shot at it. He's got it from the
Bacarood
outside.
dives in. Larson goes now. Watch. See if he dives. He might take it back. No, he doesn't. Bacarood shuts the door.
It's not over yet here.
We saw a lot of people last weekend, Travis, at Rally X were taking that. If they lost the start, they'd go wide and cut back to try and get inside to turn two. But so far, no one's managed to do it in the FC1. If you can find that grip on the run to turn two, but Larson's not quite there.
Is the best time to do that. You can go head to head, so you don't have to worry about the third or fourth place guy taking you out. But I mean, you can see right now, Bacarood's just kind of blocking his first lap. He's taking it easy. He's making Larson do all the work, and then watch, he'll come into this dirt section and probably pull a little bit of time. I imagine Larson's probably going to take the opposite line, but look at this. That Larson doing good in the dirt, man. He is so smooth, and these electric cars are just right up his alley.
So is Larson going to go Joker? Bacarood goes standard lap. Watch for Larson in the background. He does. He's gone straight to the Joker. That's what we expect. Now it's about whether or not you respond to that. Look at the splits. Purple for both Larson and Bacarood on lap 1, and now Bacarood takes another one. So Bacarood's really serious about that. Got to nail this lap.
And they also want to be smart here, right? They're racing teammates. They don't want to get contact.
Teammates,
they don't want,
nothing. No,
shut up.
Nothing to do with it.
No, you gotta think about it. Yeah, exactly.
Bacarood wants to win this. You see Larson, look, he's more sideways than I've ever seen him. It is so easy to overdrive the pavement section on this. If you get off of that main line, 3.5. I think Bacarood, Larson's overdriving.
Yeah, he's hooked a wheel on the inside, Travis. Watch for these sectors again. Now Bacarood not so good. What does Larson get in sector 2? It's a yellow as well, so purple for Bacarood. He's gapping in just a little bit, 3.575. Is he going to go now, or are they feeling confident? Will they hold Bacarood out for another lap? Let's see. Joker,
Bacarood believes he's faster than Larson. I love that. I love the confidence. Every driver in this field, we all believe we are the best. And just because Bacarood knocked me out, this is the earliest I've ever been knocked out. Oh, but look at this. Huge slide coming in. That's going to lose him a couple tenths right there. Oh, 3 tenths in that corner. That's exactly what I did earlier when he was able
that what you found out?
Well, no, that's not what I found out. That's what I just drove too hard.
I know. I felt like we picked the scab by throwing you up here, just showing you how you lost.
Are you insulted when the spotter comes on? You know, it's that second lap Joker. Me and Jared go, yeah, he's going to respond. And they go, you need to respond, Travis. Does that upset you when you're like, look, I feel like I'm fast enough. I should be able to carry on here. Like,
no, I mean that's how it is. And that's what's cool about the single round elimination. Anybody has a shot to win. 3.1 is getting close.
5.0. What's happened to Larson? The gap's just gone up by 1.9 seconds. Where's Robin Larson?
That's got to be a glitch. I don't see him too far behind.
No, it isn't.
Oh, it is.
So Bacarood in the Joker lap now, coming through the Yokohama Joker lap. Front left has gone down on Robin Larson, so he's pushed it off the rim some of that. Maybe the jump landing comes down the straight now. Larson past the announcing position. Bacarood takes the win. And
now he's got an excuse.
What was your excuse?
No, I was just too slow.
he's nothing but honest.
Oh, man. All right, so Andreas Bacarood takes him out.
But so here's what's really interesting. So you can launch that jump in the back, and you can make up a tenth or 2 tenths, but you land so hard. It's hard on the suspension, it's hard on the cars. These FC1X cars are absolutely amazing. They're durable, but when you jump that all the way to the flat and you land front end down, the guys are like, oh, we have to lift for the jump, but you built it too big. I'm like, no, that's the point. You can take a risk, maybe gain a little bit, but you're taking a risk with your car. So just because you see that tire go down doesn't mean that's necessarily a flaw in the car. It's the car, it's the driver saying, I'm going to make up a 10.
This is what Travis was saying last year, if you remember, and back in Utah 18 and 19. The drivers got to learn to judge the jumps as well as the corners. You go in a corner too quick, you run wide. You hit a jump too hard, it can go wrong. They've got to learn to jump.
All right. So here we go to our other portion of the battle semifinal 2. Connor Martel, which obviously Travis is cheering for him, going against Oliver Erickson, who's feeling a lot of momentum taking out Johan Christopherson. So who's your money on, Travis?
I got to go Connor. I mean, we're the only 2 Americans in the field, man. But no, Connor is super fast. He's got the car exactly where he wants it. Ollie was amazing, but you got to think, you had Gronholm pass Ollie, and then you had Martel beat Gronholm. So it can really go either way. Connor has been overdriving a lot of the pavement, but I believe if he can keep that car in the pavement, just under him, just enough, he's got enough to pass him and beat him on the dirt.
Here we go, Connor Martel. He's feeling confident in the dirt. Let's see what he's got. Ollie Erickson, Nitro, and let's go. Let's send it. Who's going to get the whole shot? Looks almost simultaneous. Connor Martel. Let's see if Ollie Erickson's going to dive in. We saw that move by Bacarood. Connor Martel shuts the door. Oh, Ollie Erickson. Whoa, what a beautiful mastercraft pass on the inside.
You guys were just talking about that. You're like, it hasn't happened yet. But it's tough. You're on the inside. You want to charge in hard, but Ollie just, these Europeans, I tell you, the Scandinavians are pretty good.
The way he judged the turn in there across the back of Connor, he could not have been any closer. He'd have bumped him and then he'd have to lift out. He didn't. He just got the overlap right, got on the throttle early and edged him on the exit. It was a really brilliant pass. And Connor, Travis, a couple of miles an hour too fast, didn't just picked up understeer. The margins are so small.
Just a little bit, and this track's kind of... Oh, look at that, coming on the inside. You can see, this is the American section. Here we go.
I love that. I feel like we're at Epcot Center, like we go to Europe, we go over here. Yeah, it's... Oh, here it goes.
Oh, did he touch it?
I don't think so, no.
All right, no, it's still up. He's good.
You're talking about the cones, because those are 3-second penalties.
Those are 3-second penalties. All right, so Connor right now, if Connor just drives, don't overdrive, don't mess it up, he's got a good shot. Connor and I were both on the same team. We're not good at this. We're Americans. Skinny pedal to the floor.
You're so bipolar right now. You're all over the place. I like it. He's going to win. I don't know. He's American.
No, if he was in the lead, I'd say he had a good shot of beating Ollie, but look at that. He's wide there. Once you get these cars sideways, it is so hard to get them back under you. Sliding into this corner, understeer, going to oversteer, and you just look at Oliver Erickson putting in a masterclass right now out front. It's going to be very difficult for Connor to get this done.
So 3.4 seconds was the gap. Erickson did 3 purple sectors on the first lap. He's just done one in the middle sector, and then Martel takes it away from him and nicks a 10th off him. So Erickson went quicker in the first sector than either on the first lap. Martel's just edged him again. The gap is coming down.
Yeah, he is absolutely catching him.
So Oliver, one of his slowest points is actually on the jump. He wants to get the jump nice and smooth, where you'll see Connor actually charge into the jump, break all the way off it, floor it in the air to pick up the front, and there
that was with Connor.
Oh, Connor overshot the corner again.
It's gone up.
That first turn, he's going to do him in there. Back up a couple tenths. Like, it's so easy to overdrive. I keep harping on it, but Connor just wants everything. And that corner was actually perfect. But it was a fine line between perfect and once these break loose, being patient enough to really get the power to the ground.
I noticed that yesterday sitting with Bacarood. I couldn't believe how long he had to wait. 3.7, the gap's gone up again in the corner.
Well, that's the European section. I'd expect it to go up. It's going to come right back down right here.
In America.
In America. No, honestly, that was probably the best Oliver's hit that section. I don't know if you could hear me in the car. He just launched the jump. Totally joking, but
3.86 seconds. I don't think it's going to be enough. Ollie Erickson, he goes into that Yokohama Tire Joker lap, and you see Connor Martel charging, but just not enough in the metaphorical tank because obviously them not being combustion, but the all-electric vehicles, FC1X, and great driving. I mean, that's kind of what you expected. You said if he could get close to him on pavement, he's going to get him in the gravel.
Yeah, I mean, this track is going to provide some amazing racing tomorrow when everyone's out there because basically on the pavement, you're going to see the leader trying not to make mistakes, and that's going to bunch everybody up. So when the dirt happens, that's where the pass is going to go on. I think it's going to be amazing racing. All of the top qualifiers were out early, so unfortunately that puts me in a worse position for tomorrow. So this is the worst I've ever started at a Nitro Rallycross, but I think the passing is going to be good. This track is amazing.
Well, again, you can only win the event tomorrow. Today's all about bracket battles, but obviously we're going to continue on racing here, Nitro Rallycross. All right, the stage is set, so we have our finals here. Bacarood and Erickson will be in the finals. What do you think?
Well, just saying that Travis was saying this is his worst qualifying. I'm afraid it is, Travis. I've just been looking at the statistics, and you're right. He's always been right up there. But for Erickson, this is his best ever. So he joined in the battles last year, and he's gone something like 16, 12, 9, 5. He was 5th in the battles at Lytton Hill, and he could possibly take the TQ here. So Ollie Erickson, brilliant driver. It's his best performance in Nitro Rallycross so far, but going to have to go up against Andreas Bacarood, who's on fire today, isn't he?
But look at Larson. Look how far he's jumping there, and he's taking that risk to make that little bit of time. You'll see these guys are barely making that jump, and they're landing straight. You'll see kind of the Americans, they're jumping a little bit further. Even Ollie Erickson was starting to do it a little bit towards the end.
So what's the call? Further, you think works?
No, just more speed up to the takeoff.
Right.
But really, it's not about how far you hit the jump. It's about how much speed you carry up to it. And if you're not worried about being sideways and launching, but then again, you can roll a tire off the rim. So there's a risk with everything you're making up time with.
It's about risk management, isn't it? How much do you risk it? And can you cut the curve?
Look at that.
That was so well done.
Look at this. Again, Connor had no idea. He's like, okay, I'm going to push him wide, and then he was just under.
Man, yeah, he absolutely you saw him time it, just almost glanced him. That was absolutely beautiful.
But you're not going to be able to do that tomorrow. This is what's cool about the one-on-one racing, because he can break and get back and then cut under. Tomorrow, it's going to be packed. There's going to be 2, 3 wide, and if you try to break, someone behind you is going to knock into you.
Some great battles here, and I just all great talking points, Travis. This is why just Nitro Rallycross, just the evolution, what's going on, not just the cars, but format, what we're doing here, execution, the gap jumps. I mean, there's never been a gap jump at Strängnäs, which is such a iconic track. So again, Travis, stick around, don't go anywhere. We got some more racing as the party continues here at Nitro Rallycross. All right, next up, cross cars. Have you driven a cross car yet, Travis?
I have. It's one of the most fun things you'll ever do.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
so exciting. Even Tommy was actually pretty good in the cross car. It was pretty cool.
Oh, I see. He was actually pretty.
Everyone thinks Tommy can't drive. He's just, he doesn't drive like Christopherson, but he's not bad.
Didn't he roll the side by side at your house recently?
That's what Tommy's like. He can pedal the ground.
I'd like to see a bunch of these at Pastrana land.
Me too. Well, so in the U.S., it's kind of like you got the side-by-sides, the Can-Ams, that kind of stuff. I like the jumps. They're not bad over the jumps, but they are so much fun on the pavement, just sliding around, rear-wheel drive.
Well, here we go, in for a banger of a final. Front row, Riku, Hookah, and Pasi Penttinen. You then got Ronald Baldins with that broken elbow, remember. Needs an operation on that next week. Isaac Eganson, Igmerstad, and Gustafsson. And bringing up the rear, Frida Enholm and Sebastian Enholm. What do you think about Baldins, Travis? His doctor told him, you've got to have an operation on your elbow. If you do it this week, you can't race. If you do it next week, you can. He's here racing.
Well, that's a racer.
There you go. There you go.
The doctor gives you an option. There's no choice.
You're talking to Travis Pastrana. I don't know if you knew that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is good. It's been some of the best racing. I just love that everyone just gets sideways, and you watch everyone's trying to get down on that first turn because it's so slick if you get outside the main line, but somehow these cross cars, they don't weigh much, so it doesn't affect them quite as much when they get out of the line.
All right, so 8 cars. This is the finals, and again, double header. So both today and tomorrow, independent podiums, independent finishes. And there can be only one winner here today. Cross car final. You can see there in that cockpit. And again, Smash, our FPV pilot, doing a great job getting all up close and personal. That's obviously the boom cam, but we're talking about getting in the car. Those cockpits so tight, so right, and just obviously just a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Hot Wheels car all at Lytton Hill was wheeling every time. It's a little bit slicker here on the takeoff, so we'll see if they're still able to get that traction they were at the last event.
They were trying to dial that out. You had the same problem last weekend, Travis, here. He getting wheelies off the line, and then you have to back out of it, of course, to get the nose down. So they've actually softened it up, which I thought was the opposite of what they would do, but he said on these cross cars it goes the other way. Plus, they've taken 40 kilos off the back of these cars for the NRX regs, meaning they're faster and lighter for us, but different for these drivers than they're normally used to.
All right, here we go. You can see the countdown to race, and the finals are about to kick off. This should be interesting, and you were talking about bracket battles and what's going on. So now with 8 cars, it could get pretty violent there into turn 1, and with the exposed wheels, that changes things up quite a bit versus a full sports car. Nitro, and here we go. Let's send it for our cross car finals. Here we go. All of them, a great launch for all of them. Nobody popping wheelies here. Going to this first corner. Who's going to get the jump? Who's going to get the whole shot? And it looks like Hookah is out front. Look at that.
Wide.
Big angle.
Making it work. These cars are so light, they are able to make that work when they get a little bit outside. I can't believe these guys and girls are able to get so aggressive with the open wheel racing. Oh, there we go.
Spin in the background.
The 199's backwards. Why is that always the case?
It's the number. Baldins has got up into P2 off the start, so come from the outside of row 2. Managed to slot up into second place. There he is. P3 is Pasi Penttinen. And then I think it's Igmerstad, Sebastian Enholm. Doing pretty well over the jump, aren't they? It's pretty rough sometimes.
Dude, Enholm was full on Tokyo Drift Ken Block style. That never even lifted. That was awesome.
So good through this long right-hander. This is so challenging for these guys to hold onto the car, get the rotation in it, then try and flick it back the other way and then find traction. Remember, only rear-wheel drive, 10,000 RPM, screaming it down the straight. I love watching them.
Absolutely. Really, really excited. I think we need to introduce the gap jump to them.
No, they could definitely do it. Our biggest thing, and half the drivers want to, half the guys don't. All the team owners say absolutely not. We have to prove that we can get them out of Europe, and then we'll get back to the U.S. We'll start introducing these guys like one class at a time until everyone's jumping.
Right.
Well, Jim York will be jumping in the Van Prix, so we'll be all right.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah. Just this season I'm looking forward to going back to North America. Obviously, a little closer for me. Sorry, Cole, you got to do some travel.
I can live with it. It was great fun last year. I'm just excited. I've had a brilliant time, obviously, in Europe. It's been lovely for me to see this brilliant series come to Europe and where people can actually come and see it face to face. But the big jumps last year, Travis, ERX, I can't wait to see what the FC1 can do at those places when you can stretch their legs a little bit more.
You can stretch your legs, and they have so much power. It raises the front up. But look at this. So, Hookah has been doing absolutely amazing. Then he got Baldins elected to take the Joker this lap. I think that's going to be a good plan. If Hookah thinks they got a little bit more lead, he was kind of tightened up. And if you're going to get surgery, you might as well go ahead and go out in style. He needs to win here.
See, there we go. It was the carnage in turn 2 that's given him the opportunity to do that. The rest of the field had lost that time when there was the spin in the background. It was Gustafsson. It was facing the wrong way in the 199. So that gave Baldins a chance to go early.
Wow.
The gap at the minute is 4.1.
Absolutely flying. Hookah is ripping and really boosted that tabletop. That's a big hit for them.
Zero mechanical sympathy for the Hot Wheels car out front. I love watching him drive.
Right. Yo, look at that. So that's an interesting approach. I mean, you're a spotter, Coley, so tell us, is that the right approach?
He doesn't want to do it late in the race. Either that or he's concerned about the person behind closing him down. He's got out well in front, Jared, so Enholm went in as well and comes out behind. So that's just covering off Baldins. Sometimes if the pressure's going to build towards the end of the race, you want to get it done early, that's fine. He's comfortable. He's got 1.9. Now he can actually see the car in his mirrors. Sometimes when the Joker gap is in there and you don't know where that other car is, it starts to freak you out a bit. So will they close me down or not?
Well, your spotter's going to be basically telling you, do I have enough time to take the Joker and come out ahead? If I do, I don't care if I'm faster or slower. I'm going to take it right now, so then I'm going to make these guys pass me. But look, he is just launching that thing to flat everywhere. Does not care. Full sideways. Definitely by far my favorite driver to watch here. And if you look at Enholm, started out back row all the way up to third. That's amazing.
We had a medal last year in the Rally X Series called the Full Send medal, and he was the first person we gave it to because he was so sideways everywhere he came. A lot of the categories, it doesn't work. It's not fast, but in cross car, you can make it work.
Dude, watch him coming to this first straight. If they show that corner, he's the only one stepping in wide.
Sorry, real quick, that back left.
Yeah,
it looks a little low.
No, I think it's actually something
just rolling.
broken. He's been no mechanical sympathy, but you know what? That's he's only got a lap and a half to go. He'll be fine.
Yeah, just do it. That's where the rally comes in, right?
Until the wheels fall off. I love watching him.
Shout out to Sebastian Enholm in P3, was on P8 on the grid, Jared, on the outside of the back row, and he's in third place. He's a great drive. Avoided all the trouble up in turn 2 on lap 1. Right up there. Still got another lap to go. Only Gustafsson remaining to Joker.
Yeah, Hookah, I think he was just rolling the tire, so it looks a little deflated. But yeah, absolutely sending it. Really well done by Hookah. And Baldins, again, with that Swolvo, is sitting in second, and Hellman in third. And it looks like Hookah from start to finish is going to get it, but we still got that one lap left to go. But all signs are saying if the car stays together, Hookah's got it. Really well done.
They're just so much fun. I mean, you can't bang for your buck. I mean, this is great. We definitely have to start introducing these in the U.S. And you see a lot of the younger drivers, a lot of the people, they're a little bit more skittish to get in some of the bigger cars, but you can get in this and you can pretty much drive on a motocross track.
They're allowed to drive here from 11 years old. So in the year that they're 12, they can race. There's a category called
And that's why there's not an American in the final. We're bringing these to the USA. We're coming back, baby.
We're going to bring Nitro Junior is what we need now, isn't it? Like we need to get the kids in. Yeah,
should that be a thing?
He's lost a tyre, so that's Passy Penton. Lost a tyre, dropped back. Dropped down to P8 now. In fact, has been lapped by Hookah, his teammate.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunate here. But Hookah going for the final. Oh, look at this. We got a bunch up for second place. So is Baldins going to hold on to it? Enholm, these guys get into it. But Hookah does get the win. What happened there? One turn.
Baldins caught Pentonen with the puncture in the last corner. So he dropped from P2. I'm gutted for Ronald. So I think he's had contact in the last corner with Pentonen. That's a shocker for him. It's unusual to lap anyone in Rallycross, and Passy was probably there. Ronald didn't realise, but he still gets third.
All right. So still holds on to it. Riku, Hookah, Sebastian Enholm gets second, and Baldins with that broken elbow holds on to it. So a little bit of pride there. So congratulations to Hookah getting the win here. Cross car final, day 1. And again, next up, we will be seeing Supercar. But let's throw it down to Neil Cole. Neil.
Well, this is the empty space where Robin Larson's car should be. There's Andreas Bacarood's car getting ready to go out again. Let's see if we can find out behind the scenes from Robin himself. There's Andreas. Good job so far. So, Robin, drop the race, drop the bottle. Tell us what happened to the car, and it looked like a puncture to us.
Yeah, I was heard on the radio that it's close and we need like 3/5 tenths. So yeah, need to nail that lap, and I cut a little bit too much on the curbs on the inside, and a little bit too much this time. Yesterday I got away with just a broken rim, and today I got a puncture. So bad start in the heat, and I think Bacarood could control it pretty good from there. It was a lot more slippery now with the used tires. So it's annoying to give away a heat like that. It would be nice to have a pole position in the heats tomorrow, but we're still on the first row tomorrow, so it's looking good.
But it just goes to show the margins when you're pushing the curbs, the jumps. You've really got to judge everything absolutely perfectly, otherwise that's the risk.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's struggling to get into the car and get their setups to work really good. So there's mistakes here and there, and when you need to push, it's easy to go over the limit. And in this case, I had a bad luck, and I'd rather have the bad luck today and good luck tomorrow. So.
Well done anyway. Good fighting spirit, but one thing for sure, we know it's not going to be a perfect weekend for Robin Larson.
Well, we're back up here in the booth, and Travis is going to reveal his secret of how... No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
He did tell us we know a secret, and it's interesting. Yeah,
I had to put you on the spot.
No, I'm not going to tell. No. If we tell Jared, he's going to know who it was. We're in the inner circle now.
It's a trust tree, guys.
Circle of trust. Circle of trust. Circle of trust. Well, thanks. Jared no longer announces Nitro Rallycross. Thanks to Travis.
You know what happened there in the bar? You know, a couple of beers, loose lips, and you start telling everyone what's going on.
Well, some great things were revealed there. That last battle of the RX Cartel guys, that was some good things there. And how about Andreas and Neil's handshake? That was
Andreas is awesome. He was just actually spending the time with Ken Block last week.
Right.
And, him and Micah are like the same age mentally. There's no one more fun to hang out with, and it sucks to lose. But if I'm going to lose to anyone, I mean, he's just such a fun guy. Always playing, always having fun. But what I liked about Larson was that he said it wasn't like I got a flat. It was, hey, I'm taking risks. And that's what Nitro Rallycross is about. Like, you have to take risks. And sometimes it pans off, sometimes it doesn't. Yep. But if you don't take those risks, you're probably not going to be in the hunt. So it's a gamble out there.
Yep. All right, here we go. So Supercar Final, you see 5 names, but you're only seeing 3 cars. So Fraser McConnell, we got Bolevsky, and then right there you got Gustav Bergstrom. So 3 vehicles here, Supercar. You're guaranteed a podium, I guess?
Yes.
At minimum. So here we go. We're getting ready to send it here. Who's going to get the whole shot? We know that Fraser McConnell has what it takes to get the win here. Gets out of the gate and doing it for Uncle Saul out back. Oh, yeah. So Bolevsky sits in second, and then Bergstrom now in third, but Fraser McConnell, nice race line.
Look at McConnell. He knows he's not gone wide on the exit. He knows he doesn't need to. If you get that whole shot, you've got to keep it on the inside line. Don't give them the opportunity to muscle you out on the way into turn 2.
Yeah, well, Fraz, I mean, he's got a big target on his shoulder. Everyone knows that he's been competing with the top NRX guys. Last year, he's in the main class this year. So anyone that comes in that's just doing the European Championship or just jumping for a one-off supercar race, they see Fraz and they're like, if I can beat him, I can be competitive against the best in the world. And that's, I tell you, Bolevsky's doing a great job.
Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it, to see the progression of Fraser over the last couple of years, Travis. You know, he was ARX, then into the various categories. He joined Supercar in Rally X, then he jumped up last year, as you say, and he's just got better and better. He's been working so hard on that from a fitness and a focus point of view. And double driving here, that's hard, I think, driving both the IC car, and that's something you're probably going to have to do later this year.
Yeah, so going back to the US, I'll be driving the Subaru and the Group B car. But you see Fraz has been doing it here. It's a little cooler out here than most of the US races, but look, man, I tell you what, Bolevsky is doing really, really well. Fraz, it's kind of a good thing because you always know how the track's doing. You're always fresh. You're always kind of spot on. But at the end of the week, or getting towards the end of the races tomorrow, it wears you out, especially the warmer races. It's going to be very difficult for him. And it sounds silly. You're like, oh, you don't have to be in shape to drive a car. But even your line selection coming over to the jump or not doing the jump, sometimes you get almost confused. Like when Tanner Faust raced the side-by-sides and then jumped into the supercar class last year, he went 200 feet on the big jump because you hit it wide open on the side-by-side, but definitely not the supercar.
It was great.
Yeah. It was made the highlight reel.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. It was good.
That's what Fraser said, though. Exactly what you said. The double driving thing, trying to look at the data of both cars is quite hard because they're such different machines to drive.
All right,
even Fraz just jumping that jump right there. You saw he's landing nose down on the Group B cars. We have so much torque and so much power. We can take off nose down and hit the gas, and it's like a snowmobile. But look at this. This is a heck of a drive. This is a battle, guys.
We're halfway through here. Fraser McConnell comes down, and you talk about that. Look at that, nosing down, and just on that front right, that's where you could potentially damage not only the vehicle, but also the tire debean or something like that. But great run by Fraser McConnell, just blocking out Bolevsky.
Bolevsky is making Fraz drive on his mirrors, Jared. It's the right thing to do. Now he goes Joker. He obviously feels he's close enough and that potentially getting out will be more of a distraction. He makes a slightly wide line in the Joker.
If he doesn't get, there we go. If he didn't get in front there, that was going to be race over.
Yeah.
3.7 is probably just
Look
about
at Fraz
enough.
Jump nose down right there. It's just a different vehicle. So even flying the vehicles, and sometimes you just don't think about that stuff. And he's like, you know what? It'll hold up. We can run this.
And this is, as we were talking about, just great practice for him. They're thinking that Fraser will hold on and retain first. You can see the Joker predictor here. Sub half second, so 3.3 seconds between McConnell and Bolevsky. When do you think Fraz will take the Joker lap?
This lap.
This lap?
Yeah, there's no way a spotter's not going to tell him. But Fraz might stay out just for fun. No, he's going Joker.
See, maybe we've all got a career as a spotter when we're done, you know. So yeah, in he goes. Going to come out nicely in front, but he's still within. He's within distance, Bolevsky. So he'll try to just close that gap up and apply a bit of pressure over these last 2 laps.
But look, Fraz is not overdriving. He knows he's got Bolevsky has to now make up the time in this track. The hardest part about it is being in a position where you're trying to make up times. It's hard to make up time. It is easy to lose time. So Fraz can be driving nice and controlled. If Bolevsky can gain those half a tenths in every corner, but he can also easily lose everything he's got.
Yeah, don't want to overdrive. And McConnell, he sees him in his mirrors. But look at this, 0.7 seconds. So it gets a little tighter there. But Fraz needs to be clean, man. Like you said, don't look at that. Bolevsky swings out wide, see if he can dive in.
When you see the cars like this, when they're so sideways, you get the impression they're gaining on you. It's like the concertina effect of a braking zone magnified by the sideways. Oh, he's inside and he's alongside, and then actually they get away from you again. But it's all about waiting and getting those wheels straight, trying to find the traction on the exit and see if you can get the grip to go. So I love watching the last 2 corners, the long tightening right-hander, and then see the transition of the weight to flick it back to the left. It's just great.
Yeah, there's going to be some passing in the American section on that jump in the Group E.
That's what it's
tomorrow. I mean, I'm starting from mid-backpack. Like, there's definitely going to be every lap over that jump is going to be somewhere where I'm looking to the inside, and even though it's a little slower there, you see the cars kind of go side by side, and if you're right on someone, you can get up alongside of them and kind of take that line away without actually hitting them really hard, because it's almost a stop in these corners, but there's no traction to really get away. So it's a pretty cool place to pass opportunity. Here we go.
And here we go. Fraser McConnell has held on to this lead the entire time. A really good job by Fraz and Bolevsky in those mirrors, and that's where he's going to stay. Fraser McConnell finishes strong and gets that checkered flag. Some great racing and some good track time for
Double header this weekend. Fraser McConnell won the first round of Supercar at Lytton Hill. He wins round 2 at Strangnass. Can he get 3 from 3 tomorrow? To Bergstrom Park, that's a shame.
So wait, if you don't finish, can he still go to the podium?
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Why not?
There's consolation. All right, so Fraser McConnell gets the win. Yuri Bolevsky gets second, and Gustav Bergstrom gets third. There's our Supercar final. Next, we do have next, and then after that, our Group E Battles final. All right, speaking of Group E's, let's take a look at the brackets, the ladders, how we got here, and who is in the finals. So just a fun format that all the drivers are saying. It's just unique racing, progressing throughout the day. Look at that, Bacarood and Ollie Erickson. We'll see who's going to be the most excited of those 2 faces there. But we started out, Travis, sorry, bud, you got knocked out all the way back there?
All the way back there.
Oh, my gosh.
So, second in the time
You're not even sweaty.
I know, it's just sucks. I've never had this much time to hang out with you guys.
I love his race suit, like he's had time to get changed.
You know what, I'm leaving. But no, these are 2 awesome guys. They're 2 guys that deserve to be out there, that deserve to be winning races, that haven't had the best luck all year last year. And to see these guys up there, going to be starting front row inside in their heat races tomorrow, this is a great opportunity for these guys. I mean, I know Bacarood is the current European Rallycross champion, but when he came to the Nitro Rallycross, it was a little bit tougher for him last year. So awesome to see that. Oliver Erickson putting in so much work. His dad, his brother, getting these cars ready. The first electric series ever, and these guys are launching these things so big and sideways and everything, and nothing's really breaking. I mean, you got the electric part is very interesting, but the car that these guys built is definitely the coolest. It's pretty much the best car that's ever been made for this type of racing. It's going to help us go so far in the future with awesome stuff. Awesome. So stoked for it.
All right, yeah. So we're getting prepped there for our Group E finals. Don't go anywhere. Bacarood, Erickson, of course, next car. Don't go anywhere.
So I'm here with Oliver Erickson. Oliver, we've just seen how the ladders break down. You're at the top of the ladder, one step closer to maybe getting that TQ sticker on the side of the car. But if we had a sticker for move of the day, I think it would have to be your inside to outside turn one pass in your last race. Talk us through that.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I was stuck there on the outside. We had an even start, so yeah, as many people know, I live quite close here, so I know the tricks to do turn one. That was one of them. Luckily, I caught corner with a surprise move there, so it worked. From there, yeah, it was a good race. I'm super stoked. It's my best Nitro Saturday ever, so yeah, to be in the final is good, and now I'll get the last one.
Now, explain to us, and anyone who's new to Nitro, what it means. You're head-to-head with Andreas, and what do you get? What's the kind of reward?
Yes, obviously now already, me and Andreas will have pole for tomorrow's first heat. So the winner gets to pick which heat he wants to be in. So you can either choose heat 1 or heat 2. So that's the last gain, the last cherry on the top.
Okay, and have you already had a look at the list? Do you know which one you would choose?
Yeah, for sure. I already had a look. We already made a strategy, but obviously we have a whole race to do. So best thing I can do now is try to beat Bacarood, and yeah, it will be a tough one.
But both of you are very strong today. Like, you both just delivering race after race. So what can you do to get the edge on Andreas?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I try to be faster. But super even. With the spec cars, everything, all the lap times throughout the day has been super even. So yeah, try to make something out of turn one again, and just be consistent, and hope he messes up a bit.
But considering what's happened in the team, it must feel good to be representing this well. So I'll let you go and have a great race.
Thank you. Super.
Cheers. And in that car.
All right, a beautiful day. Like you said, it was hot earlier today, but the cloud cover is definitely welcome. It keeps things cool. And speaking of cool, this guy, because he's not sweaty, but all joking aside, it's always great to talk to you and rap out with you, because you're still smiling, even though you lost way ages ago. We're just gonna beat you up. It's great to see the excitement, and like I say, you've helped build this track, but you still want to win. Let's move on with some battles here. NRX Next.
Here we go with the NRX Next final. On the front row, pole position Tommy Hellman, Martin Enland alongside. Then it's Kasper Janssen, Simon Olofsson, George McGinnis and Mattis Janssen on row 3, Lane Vakela and Michaela Arlen-Kotlinski on row 4.
All right, this should be exciting. You see, obviously, a lot of Swedes being represented here. George McGinnis, even that penalty, that pass was mastercraft. Really love that. And a lot of fierce competitors. Who are you looking at?
I'm just looking at guys that have been so dominant over in the U.S., and we come into the Swedes, this area. There's so many amazing drivers. I am very, very impressed with the depth of this class. I've got no predictions. All of my predictions before have been completely thrown out the window. I'm looking forward to a good race, and I'm really looking forward to, in 30 seconds, seeing how this first turn pans out, because they've been kind of nice to each other until now, but it's going to be difficult for these guys to pass, especially without that jump opportunity going into the dirt section that we have in the Group B. So that first turn is hugely important.
I also think this is a good indicator of what's going to go down tomorrow with the Group E cars, right? Because you get 8 out here. This is kind of forecasting of what we're going to see tomorrow. Hopefully, Travis is in there. We'll see. But the NRX Next final is here. Let's go. I'm just going to beat you up, man. All right, here we go. Let's send it. NRX Next final. Who gets the whole shot? And we talk about McGinnis. Can he do it again? He did so well there in that LCQ.
A lot of bumping.
Yeah, pretty tidy start there on the inside of row 2. There, Enland loses out. Kasper Janssen looks at the inside line, gets bumped off to the inside completely. Olofsson down in P4, won the Rally X Series last weekend.
That's a bold strategy around the outside. See if it pans off for him.
Who's tried that before?
Yeah, it didn't work for me either.
Bold move, Cotton. All right, so Hellman out front, Enland in second. Kasper Janssen, who went outside, and then you saw him kind of going inside, then back on track. So good job there. Again, 6 laps. Who's going to come out on top?
Hellman with a 0.4 lead at the end of lap 1. They changed the clutch on that car when they went testing the other night on shakedown. Then they found a problem with the engine, so they were really up against it. Little team, not a massive budget, got it done. You know, he got the top qualifier spot and he'd be desperate to take the winner. He got a third and a second at Lytton Hill in the background. I think it's Bacarood who's gone joker.
Yep.
But yeah, Hellman wanting to hold on, got another 5 laps to go and some serious talent behind him.
Yeah, Michaela does pass Michaela. We'll see Aylin Kalinsky passes Michaela. But we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, Michaela's just been phenomenal. She's been driving so much, and at the top level, male, female, it doesn't matter. She is one of the best drivers out there. And this is such a difficult class because everyone is so well matched, and she's just right in there with the guys. It's pretty cool.
She impressed me so much last year in Florida, Travis, when she turned up in side-by-side. I've never driven these. I'm freaking out. They're going to roll over, and she won.
Wins.
Yeah, that's really high level, isn't it? Really high level.
Look how close. I mean, these guys and girls, they're just absolutely to the maximum. Any mistake and you're out.
Enland is so close behind Hellman here, but at the minute can't Joker because there's 8 cars. Joker's now, and he sticks himself in traffic with people who maybe aren't as quick. So at the minute, Enland, although I feel there might just be a tiny bit more pace than Hellman might be managing it at the front, knowing that he can't be passed as long as he nails his apexes. But at the minute, there isn't the option. They need that gap on the ladder on the left-hand side of your screen. They need those gaps at the back to open up so they know there's a window to come back in behind quick drivers.
So if you are, fortunate enough to get a good qualifying spot, I don't want to hear it, and you get all the way through and you're starting inside pole and you get that good start, you have to make them pass you. But here's the interesting part. Once the Joker happens, and these guys are all, like you said, they're too close to hit the Joker. And I can't believe the lights flowers are hitting the big side of the jump.
Yeah.
These guys are not giving up anything. No. Mechanical sympathy out the window. But you'll see the biggest difference is when someone in the top 3 takes the Joker. Now, the guy that's in the lead, the guy and the girl's in the lead, they have to go 11 tenths and make that lap absolutely perfect, because that's what this race is going to come down to.
Yeah, Enlund seems like he is just pacey, but look at Hellman. I was just going to say that Enlund is waiting for Hellman to make mistakes, but just right there, Hellman gets the fastest lap of those 4, or I should say of those 3, as we are on lap 4 of 6. But look at Enlund trying to dive in on the inside.
Risking it there, going sideways over the curbs. That's when you can push a tyre off a rim. In the background, McGinnis and Arlen Kotlinski have jokered from P5 and P6, and they slot back in those positions.
Yeah, but that gives the front runners a chance to possibly do and they're still going to be ahead when they come out. So now this is the window that's going to be very, very interesting. 2 laps to go, 3 laps to go. Who's going to take the Joker? When are they going to take it? And right now, I tell you, Enlund needs to put some pressure on. Just that little bit of a gap is allowing Hellman to basically get out there and take his own lines. He doesn't have to drive as defensive.
It's Janssen who goes. Casper Janssen goes from P3. Good decision, I think. He teed it up early. That's key. You mustn't change your mind at the last minute. Can he get out in front? McGinnis is joking already. He can. Out comes as well. Olofsson just gets out in front of McGinnis.
Casper had a phenomenal Joker. And I think that's what Hellman's saying. You know what? I got to stop driving defensive. Right now, it's time to put the distance between me and Casper and all the rest of the field. It's just going to be, look at him. He's starting to pull away, too.
Casper Janssen, of course, the reigning NRX Next champion. But last year really shone. He came from a karting background to Rally X. He struggled a bit here in Europe. Absolutely smashed it in America. But coming back here again has taken a while to find his speed. But Casper's definitely back up to speed. So yeah, Hellman needs to keep an eye.
Like you say, hit that big side of the jump, and you can see the front bumpers. A lot of left-hand turns. You see the left hand being ground down. Oh! And that's where you're talking about. I haven't seen much of that, but if you overcook it on the jump, obviously they don't go over the gap jump, but if you overcook it, taking a look here, Coley, you look fixated here. What's going on? Hellman and
battle.
There was a mistake from Janssen or something in the background because everybody's right behind him now, super close. It was a fairly tight merge, but not that tight. I don't know if he ran wide on the dirt section or not, but final lap, 4-second lead for Hellman. He's the only person who hasn't joked. Is that going to be enough? Here's the predictor. The predictor says it's comfortable. He won't be feeling quite that comfortable in the car.
All right, so
that was a big mistake by Casper right there. Kind of balled up everybody else, but Enlund still with the shot. That's a long gap. But look, this is like a tenth of a second faster. These cars are not the strongest of vehicles to be launching these big jumps, and every single person is hitting it wide open. I love it.
Absolutely slamming down. So Hellman out front, Enlund in second. Again, the Joker predictor saying that Hellman will retain that #1 spot and get the win here, but Enlund would love to play spoiler. Hellman goes in, that Yokohama Tire Joker lap. Here comes Enlund. It looks like Hellman will hold on to it. Well done by Hellman, getting the win. Enlund is in second, and Casper Janssen, as you said, finding his pace. race, he gets that final podium spot.
First win of the year for Tommy Hellman, got a P3 and a P2 at Lytton Hill. Now he's on the top step of the podium. Super hard work from that small team earlier this week. Change the clutch, sort the engine, take the win.
That's great. Absolutely, really well done by the Hellman team. Some great racing and just getting some insight for somebody who's actually out on the track. I know you had one lap shotgun there, a couple laps with Andreas Bacarood, and I was talking about you only getting one lap, Travis. I'm joking.
Hey,
I'm just doubling down.
I out-qualified Bacarood and the world champion.
Those that can't do announce, it's okay. Like that's why we're
That's why I'm up here too.
Thanks. Tommy Hellman, these are the results. Hellman, Martin Enlund, and Casper Janssen, those are our podium finishers and the rest of the pack. But guess what? Tomorrow's all brand new day. Control, Alt, Delete, Reboot, because next Supercars and Cross Kart are a double header. So again, some great racing here, and we go to our final Group E bracket battle final in just a moment. You can see there's no wind in the air, but the wind
look
is right
in the
there.
car.
Oh. hold on. Travis, what do you
I just got to put Bacarood's in the car. He's dancing. He is so pumped. He's like, I am in a Nitro Rallycross Group E final. I don't even think he really cares right now. He's like, I'm going to go put on an amazing show. Yeah. I want to win. I want the points. I want everything that comes with this. But like, he just had such a tough start to the season last year. Wasn't able to keep his ride going for the whole event. And now he's got a chance to win this championship.
All right, so before we go to this final, let's throw it back to Street Bike Tommy. What's cracking?
I'm kind of giving up on it. There's a language barrier I wasn't very ready for, but I think it's time for me to stand in this line and get my meatballs. It's Sweden. I'm trying to get a feed. This line's kind of long. So I'll see you guys back in the booth in a little while. Coley, Jared, back to you.
That is a long line, isn't it? Poor Tommy, he's obviously desperate for some meatballs, and he's not there.
Yeah. I've never seen Tommy at a lack for words. Like, he's just not getting the reactions he's used to.
It's the language barrier.
I think. I don't know.
Poor guy. He, like I say, even with Coley, sometimes I have to turn on subtitles. You know, like watching Game of Thrones. I can't understand him sometimes.
We use different words. You know, aluminium.
Yeah.
Everyone's just looking at Tommy like he's just never had that before. He could go in any group, and he's like the talk of the town. But not here.
I will say this morning we came to the front door, and the entrance to the paddock. We're in the car. We didn't have a parking pass. I'm like, we're never getting in here. Cruise up to it. Street Bike Tommy, whoosh, straight through security.
He's normally got away with words, but I've not seen anything go his way today on this announcing side. All right, who you got? Who did you pick?
Oh man, here we go. So it's been an exciting day, and the gap jump, the big jumps, the A-Shock energy jump, and the fans want to see it. We want to see it. Travis wants to do it. We're talking about Big Air. How big? How cool is it to see Big Air here, and obviously the gap jump? But here's our Big Air moment.
So A-Shock Big Air moment of the day then. Is that the one? Is that the double? It is. It's the double. It's the double together.
Look at the angle too. Like I love that. Again, announcing drifting for so many years. I love seeing just all these kind of disciplines coming together. And of course, it's Bacarood. He's in the final. Great job, Bacarood and Larson, the DRR team.
They've been on fire this year. I tell you, they got everything figured out. They've got my engineer from last year working on their team too. Jonathan, your trader. I tell you. No, we got a good crew this year too, though.
All right.
Listen to the crowd.
Yeah.
They are on their feet. They are cheering.
On board, you can see Bacarood winding them up. Look, he's actually in the window waving at them. How fantastic is that?
They're singing his song.
He's dancing.
Well, they're singing his song. They're doing the Bacarood Blue, and Larson, with them both being on DRR, and they got that support together. It's a big family.
I feel like that whole group was supporting the other car on the last one, but since Bacarood went through, they just switched.
Yeah, the electricity here, the vibe is really, really good, really strong. And again, just 2 days overall. getting ready for the finals. Who's coming out on top? This is bragging rights. This is pole position. That's what's at stake because the big trophy for Group E.
This matters.
Yep.
This is huge. Last year the championship came down to 3 people within 1 point. Every single point, it matters. Speed decided not to go out for the final round to have a better pick, and they changed the rules because of that. I say if you don't, changing a rule at every event, you're not doing your job as a driver, as a team to exploit anything that's out there. But I had a great.
And here we go. The finals are set. Andreas Bacarood, Ollie Erickson. Again, who's going to hold up that top qualifier trophy? Get the sticker on their car like a fighter pilot. Norwegian, Sweden, both two very talented. You can see the accolades there. 2020 Rally X Nordic champion, 7-time career World RX wins, champions, and bragging rights is at stake here.
And current European rally champion. Oliver, actually, he was out there earlier. He had a little bit of an issue, but we were, 3-way battle for the lead on that one. Ollie has been in the mix all day long. He struggled his way up from the bottom of kind of the qualifying, and he's all the way in the final. So I'd say Andreas, being on the inside, has a good shot, but Erickson knows this track like the back of his hand, and he is exploiting it.
Travis, talk us through what you do in the car now to get this launch done. We've not had you up here to talk us through a start.
Point.
We're seeing people staring at the dashboard. Tell us what they're doing.
So you're staring at the dash, 30 seconds to go. Basically, everyone, you're getting in and drive, you're figuring out, you got all kinds of different settings. So you're going over your data with all the engineers and saying, okay, I should be 7 on the, say, what was he? Oh, 10, 10, and 5. That is very good information for me tomorrow. So they are maximum. So he's going to be playing with the throttle. So he's got about half throttle as opposed to full throttle, where I'm playing with 7, and giving it just maximum throttle so I don't over rev it. But yeah, all kinds of different stuff. Everything's in the driver's hands, and we are about to go Nitro, guys.
All right, here we go. Andreas Bacarood, Ollie Erickson. We saw how well Ollie Erickson got that pass going out to in. Can he execute that on Andreas Bacarood?
He's going around the outside.
No. Oh, he goes around the outside, and we got contact, people. Bacarood forces him out of the way, holds on to that lead. Ollie Erickson, a little bit of damage, but not too much.
Bacarood did not give him an edge. He's like, nope, I'm taking this lead.
Bacarood moved across the second he took the start. Erickson just edged him at the actual moment of the start, but he moved out to claim some territory immediately on the run to the first corner. Erickson did try it anyway. He's like, nah, you're not having it, and then ran him all the way across to the side of the course as well.
Are you looking at his numbers again there too?
I was looking at the other person's numbers. So he's on 8.
Yeah, Ollie.
So Ollie's on 8. Bacarood's on 10. Bacarood is doing everything with his foot. So you'll notice Bacarood can easily get it sideways, where Ollie's kind of using a little bit more of the car to help him with that traction coming out of the corner.
Bacarood told me a brilliant story in Hollius earlier this year about how he compared data with Matthias Ekstrom about how much they use the pedals. It's fascinating, the difference between them and a different strategy here.
All right, so Andreas Bacarood out front, but you saw Ollie Erickson take that Yokohama Tire Joker lap. All purple for Bacarood, green for Ollie, so obviously, just getting better, and it looks like Andreas is still dancing inside the car. I'm joking, he's obviously steering the wheel, feeding the wheel, but still partying out front, Andreas Bacarood.
So, Bacarood he's driving very, very tight. He's going to make Oliver take the race from him. So this is really interesting because Ollie is not going to leave anything on the table. There's a chance that Ollie could make this distance right back up, but as you see, not making the mistakes through that paved section is really helping Andreas, and I'm amazed that he's up to 10. He's got all 1,000 horsepower at his toe tips, if you will.
He's gone purple again, Jared. It was 2.9, it's now 3.1, so Andreas Bacarood edging the gap a little on Erickson as he comes in super tight on the tyres onto the start pretty straight. What is it as they go across the line? Does the gap come down? 2.4, Erickson's taken a massive chunk out of him on that last sector. He's taken 7/10 of a second out of Bacarood. Did you see where that was? Is that a mistake or just pure brilliance from Erickson?
No, Erickson's got his power down, so when he comes out on that dirt, he's able to feed it a little bit easier getting down that straightaway. But now when we hit the pavement section, like coming out of this corner, having more power, Bacarood's going to be able to accelerate a little bit harder up that hill, where you're going to see this car's a little more lethargic. So there's different sections of the track that do different with that. So thanks for inviting me. I've learned so much.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome
anytime.
but ideally you want to be down on the track. So you don't always, oh, look at he lost it right back. So to your point, you know, that navigation. So final lap here, 2.9 seconds. And there goes Andreas Bacarood for that Joker lap. All right, so Andreas Bacarood. Here we go. Ollie Erickson, could he get him? And he does. Ollie Erickson with that 2.9. Great execution. Interesting philosophy. You talked about that 8 as opposed to the 10. What works out perfect? What is just... And it, obviously, Ollie delivered.
First ever top qualifier for Oliver Erickson here for the Olsbergs MSC team who built these cars. The Larson fan club, they're shaking their head.
Oh, look at this.
The side of the car. That's more like
we
it.
got this Solberg total jumping out the side. This means so much. I know everyone's like, oh, it's just a point. It's just this is what the championship's about. The one-on-one is my favorite part, and to say straight up that you beat everybody else that's in that field one-on-one is an awesome feeling. So congratulations to Ollie. What a heck of a run.
Great stuff.
Yeah,
Bacarood,
really well done.
Bacarood had that, didn't he? And then just 7/10 were gone in that one. But he gets that. He's going to go over. Andreas Erickson, bottom of your screen, walking up to his son. Remember, Kevin not racing, having done all the development work on this car, has a broken ankle. Great moment for this family who worked so hard, didn't they, to get these cars
beyond
ready?
hard. I mean, they were. That's honestly, that's the only reason Kevin's hurt. He was testing my car at midnight the day before our first practice in these vehicles, trying to make sure that everyone has the best possible vehicles. That this FC1X is the best car that's anywhere in the world for racing, and they put their heart and soul into it. And see Oliver come out, and man, he just put the power to the ground. He did not overdrive. It was amazing.
So turn one, Bacarood moved out. He claimed a bit of territory. Erickson did have the better start. He got in the door. It's kind of, that's all right. You know, we don't want the stewards to stop everything. That's Rallycross, and just nudged him out a little bit wide. The gap at one point was 3.1, which I really thought was enough. And then just on that second lap, 7/10 of a second. So that's perfection from Erickson. Maybe a little mistake from Bacarood as well, Travis?
Well, Bacarood was actually, when they told him that Erickson was really close, he stepped it up a little bit, and he just was not. When you come out of the dirt, you have to be very, very, like you watch here on the inside, just nice and easy with that throttle. Gets it straight lined, and he is gone out of there.
Really, really fun to watch. I love how excited you are as a racer being up here. But the most excited, they're down there on the ground. Obviously, Andreas Bacarood slightly a little less excited with Ollie Erickson. Down to you, Neil.
So Oliver Erickson, top qualifier. The crowd will give you a round of applause. Make some noise. There we go. So first of all, talk us through how you did it.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a good start. I tried to block him off, but he had a line there in turn one. Yeah, and then he pulled a bit, but I was quick in the gravel, so I got there and jokered early, and it was tight at the end, but it worked.
Okay, well, the first thing you have to do is stick the top qualifier sticker on the side of your car, so let's watch you do that. It's a big deal. On the actual, yeah, on the body. There we go. Round of applause. Congratulations, Ollie. And you also get this, the top qualifier trophy. There we go. So you've got the trophy, you carry that and the confidence through to tomorrow. So tell us what your plan is in terms of position for the heat, and which heat?
Yeah, I want to race heat 2. But it's Nitro Rallycross tomorrow, so a pole doesn't mean you got anything. So, but finally I got hardware from Nitro, so yeah, I'm pleased with that.
Well, wave it at the camera, and I'll go and find Andreas Bacarood, who's over there. Andreas, let's have a word. That was a great, clean fight.
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, it sure was. But first and foremost, I think Ole did a great job. He was super quick all day, and you know how much this family have been working here for Nitro to make this happen. So I mean, not only for Ole, but Kevin, which is sick or has some problem with his foot, and Maria especially, and Andreas, the crazy man himself, for putting up a great show with the cars. I mean, the cars are epic. They're so fast, and I think the crowd likes it. So yeah, it's good to be here and nice to be up there fighting.
Yeah, it's very gracious of you because, of course, so much work has gone on behind the scenes. But do you think there is a slight advantage that people who know this circuit a little better than some others?
Yeah, but I mean, I can't say I don't know the circuit because I've been testing here a bunch, especially with the Hoonigan Racing Division. All the World Championship teams have come here in the spring, tested a bunch of laps. So I'm one of them. I just got beaten fair and square against Oliver, and I need to do some homework for tomorrow.
Yeah, let's get the brain in gear and get you out there on track again tomorrow. Well done.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
The cheer and just the energy right now is really cool. Again, Erickson outside his door. He's got the Swedish flag, and Bacarood, he's got his, the Bacarood Blue crew. They are backing him. But interesting, going on Heat 2 there for Ollie Erickson. What does that mean for the rest of them? Yeah, we just got that fresh off
we got
press.
a sneaky piece of paper. So there's basically, in the past, what happens is they get to choose in the morning. We're like, nah, we want to do that now while everyone's excited. So you got 6 cars in Heat 1 and 5 cars in Heat 2. To me, Jared, looking at the lineups, they're equally tough. I think he's gone for the lower car count. He's put Bacarood on the front row with his teammate Larson. He's going to be on the front row with Conor Martel. So interesting choice. He's in with Christopherson, Gronholm, and Vaby. You see what I mean? It's not an easy heat, but one less car is a tiny bit less carnage potentially in turn 1 and 2. I'd love to know the actual reason why. Maybe we'll go and ask him before tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, we do have some time, and you know what was great today? Not too much carnage. So what that equates to me, outside of Meek, is the crews don't have to do a ton of work for all the classes.
Poor Chris Meek's crew have done a ton of work. They've changed just about everything on the car. I think they're at the point where they quite fancy changing the car. But Chris was like, there's a church nearby, I might go and visit it. So they're trying anything they can. He needs one of those Jared stickers.
He does.
So we'll go and get one of those to Chris Meek, and hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. So a few teams with little things to sort out, but you're right, we've not been too much bodywork crunching.
There's been some great moments. We talked about the A-Shock big air moment, and also we need to shine some light on some great passing, some great racing here here in Strongest.
So here to the Energy Vest Park.
Please go for it.
And,
I tried to pass you there.
No worries. They're saying Erickson, and I agree, Jared, 100%. It's absolutely bang on. The My Energy best pass of the day. Here it is. Watch this. He backs out early, comes in. You cannot get any closer. His paint would have swapped if he'd been any closer, Jared. It was a great move.
Yeah, really well done. I want to see, the little hand emoji, the Italian hand emoji.
That's so good.
That absolutely. And for Ollie, like Andrea said, he just got beat outright, and just some really well done masterclass. you deserve this emoji right here. Really well done, Ollie Erickson, just top to bottom, just so much fun. Like I said, the carnage, the work, because we're back at it again tomorrow. With all the classes, and of course the big Group E tomorrow. And Travis got so much information. How many cars are we going to see in the finals?
8 cars in the final. But I love the fact I really enjoyed the races at the start of today's battle brackets. The battle brackets were great here in Strangnash, but I really enjoyed the races too. And tomorrow, of course, it's all about racing. Multiple cars on track. Couple of people will go through here and there from heat races and semi-finals through to that final. If you go through early, you're going to be on the front row, risk the car a bit less, a little bit more time to repair it. That's what they're all going to be aiming for tomorrow, but lots of racing.
A lot of great info being shared, and we talked to Travis, dispelling a lot of different things. So let's throw it down to Neil Cole, who's with Conor Martel.
Yeah, thanks. So, Conor, it now looks like you'll line up alongside Oliver Erickson tomorrow. What does that make you feel about the race tomorrow morning?
Good. I mean, we had an awesome race out there. It was pretty close. I made a couple mistakes on the last lap, but any chance I can get to race against him is awesome because, like I said earlier, we raced against each other for years. So it's cool to be back in the same car and do the same thing. It's going to be quite a tough heat tomorrow, so I'm confident in the guys to get the car ready tomorrow, and we'll just run consistent.
Yeah, you're out of your racing overall, so you had a good day today. Talk us through the day from a hammer perspective.
Yeah, so practice went really well, and then we did pretty bad in qualifying, but I was able to talk with the engineers and the guys, and they got the car back to where I would like it. And we went out to the heat race, didn't do as well as we wanted. Going against Nicholas in the first battle bracket, we were able to win with a flat, which was awesome. And I've never beat him before, so that's like super exciting. And then going up Oliver, I knew it was going to be difficult, and we needed to run clean, and I did make a few mistakes, but I'm confident going in tomorrow, and I think we have a really fast car.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Conor. Good luck.
So the work begins for tomorrow. We're talking about that, but hopefully just kind of wipe it down, get it good, and recharge it, and we're good to go.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall in the tech meetings. So Travis is not joking when he's looking at the dash there. We're going, what are they doing at the start? He's like, I'm not telling you any of that because I've just spotted the numbers that they're running on their car. So he's saying 10, 10, 5. It's all to do with how you're delivering that power. So these electric cars can deliver all of the torque, all of it, in the beat of I think it's a butterfly's wings, faster than you can blink. At that point, you'd probably rip all the drive shafts out the wheels. It's literally that much torque, but he's clocked that they're running way higher than he is. He's thinking control the wheel spin with the settings, and I wonder if Bacarood's thinking control the wheel spin with the pedal, but there will be an engineering meeting. People are doing this right now and trying to figure that out. It's cool, wasn't it? It was great having Travis up here today.
Yeah, just the insight and his enthusiasm, even though he got knocked out, just that gave us an opportunity.
We didn't remind him about that at all.
I was
at all.
I felt for him. I was there for him in his time of need, and what he needed to do was win, and he didn't do that. So unfortunately, it is. But let's it's all about different perspective, right? It's all about different angles and where you look.
Let me give you a different perspective of the final, Jared. Take a look at this. We've got a side-by-side onboard from
cool.
Bacarood and Erickson.
Love it.
It's going to be really cool.
Get Travis back up here.
Yeah, tell us what's going on. So Erickson had a really good run to the first corner. To be fair, Bacarood did get into him, didn't he? I wonder if he under investigation or not. No, it wasn't. So, okay, the stewards didn't even look into it.
No.
But it was a good, aggressive start from both of them. Erickson, to me, it's funny, isn't it? Travis is saying about what Bacarood was running, but actually Erickson got the better start. So is Erickson right and Bacarood's not?
Well, like you said, can you feather the throttle with the foot, or do you feather with just going full bore at 8?
And then also, mate, how dirty is the grid? There's little things.
So many variables.
Yeah, they're not allowed, by the way, to measure the traction on the grid, but we had that for a while in the World Championship, and it gets really expensive really quick with people creating crazy devices to measure the traction in each of the grid slots, because the start in Rallycross is so crucial. So they can't do that. They've got to figure it out during the course of the day, and let's remember as well, they still haven't had much time in these cars, Jared.
No, they really don't. Look at the numbers, and I mean, you're seeing Ollie really tap it out. So you see his wheel speed; it goes up to look at that, 160, 140, like
over the jump.
Because over the jump, so so they're spinning in the air. That's why he's hitting the red line.
I love seeing as well when you see there the dash change to gear. I think there it goes. So he's taken third, look, and then watch as he knocks it down a cog into the next left hand. It goes to 2. So you get a gear indicator. Bacarood on the left, third gear up to the jump, over the jump there. He'll stay in third down over the gap, I'm pretty sure, and then I imagine we'll knock it down once he hits the loose here. So he goes on the handbrake. Does he knock it into second for the right-hander?
Doesn't look like it. He's just using handbrake. So again, back to the throttle and feathering the handbrake.
So much torque. Did he do it when we weren't looking? He must have done, surely. Where's that paddle? No, so to me then, Bacarood's kept that in third the whole way through. Jared, that is the most obvious definition of how much torque these cars have.
Jeez. Oh, there it is, back down to 2. So I love this perspective. This is just so great. So great.
Lots of little nips on the handbrake you saw from Bacarood on the way in. Just pull it a few times, just trying to rotate the rear a little bit on the pavement section. Curb on the left-hand side here for Erickson. I'm riding on board with on the right now. He clicks up into third.
So one more turn. So if you can recall what just happened, Bacarood goes over that A-shock jump. Now, this is where the pass happens, because he goes into the Yokohama Tire Joker lap. Oliver Erickson says, all right, peace, I see you. I've been chomping at the bit, and here we go. I'm going to execute and just drive that sword right into you.
Lovely flick through that last left-hander. Erickson just chucks the car sideways, slides the nose across the apex. He's on the throttle early, and you saw Bacarood gets peppered by gravel as they cross the line. That's lovely to see that. Erickson taking his first ever top qualifier.
Well done, sitting in the cockpit, and let's throw it back down to the pits. Neil Cole.
Yes, and this is Oliver Erickson explaining basically how he did it to a brace of Gronholms. Let's eavesdrop on this conversation. So, great job by Oliver Erickson today. Nicholas, talk us through the day from your perspective. You look disappointed, but I can never tell from your face because you look the same when you win.
Yeah, a bit disappointed. I had an issue with the car in the start just before we hit the gravel. I don't know what happened. The shift was very slow, and Connor took me there, and then onwards I pushed a bit too much, and I was sliding a lot in every corner, which is not ideal with this car. You need to be quite conservative with the tires and so on. So the speed was up and down all day, but in the end the result could have been a bit better, I feel.
And Marcus, of course, dad, legend. What's your assessment of Nicholas today, and how do you help him get into the right mind frame for tomorrow?
No, I can't help so much. Okay, he's disappointed after the day. It looked at one point quite good, but just like he said, the start, there was some power cut or whatever it was, I don't know. Then he was behind the other one and trying a bit too much, and then lost the best feeling.
Will we see both of you in a car at some point? It would be great to see both of you driving the cars.
We can't drive the same car. But you mean if I go in a similar car? I don't think so. I don't think so.
We should make sure he does. So everyone, comment, get Marcus in the car. But thanks very much, Nicholas.
Thank you.
I think we're still laughing from. I can't really tell because you always have the same face. Like, and notably the Gronholms are like that. You know, just
they're brilliant. They're absolutely. I saw Marcus this morning. He was as hilarious as he always is. Hashtag Gronholm quotes. You know, he's brilliant. They're so funny. They're lovely.
Yeah. All right. So this is just day one of Nitro Rallycross, round two. Here, string this iconic track we introduced. Like I said early on, put our own little special sauce on the track here. But an awesome day. We saw some phenomenal racing here yesterday.
So he's moved all the way up the inside.
2 drivers advance per this heat. Semifinals are 6 laps. We're seeing 2 drivers advance.
And now it's into the LCQ.
Brilliant drive. This is it. Nitro Rallycross Finals. Oh, so exciting. It's so great to be back in the box with you, man. Obviously, not only, second round, but last year, and the anticipation of what's going down, what's going to happen this season overall, going back to North America for our next rounds. And unfortunately, things are changing, but a lot of excitement.
Last event for Jared with jet lag. First of many for me coming up. Look, it's been a great day. We've had a new top qualifier. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I think we'll see some good racing. So, can't wait.
Super pumped. Can't wait for tomorrow. So be sure to join us. Thank you on behalf of Andrew Coley, Neil Cole, and of course, Street Bike Tommy. Let's go get some cheese. Let's party. Let's get some tattoos. We'll see you tomorrow. Send it.